Whose TV is that?
I don't know whose TV that is.
Yo, Kent, come back and mute. Matter of fact, I'll mute you. Don't worry.
I muted him. It's okay. Because you know why? We're here.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. I know you guys missed us. We're back. It took us long enough, but we're here. So, what do you want to talk about?
Wrestling. Right now, we're doing this pre-show, y'all, so y'all can see that we're on here because we didn't promote this.
Nope.
Ja, this is the most random episode of Wolfpack Wrestling Podcast of all time.
It is. But I needed this.
This is very random, and this is for Ja.
This is all for me.
All you podcasters that are tuning in right now, like, whoa, the Wolfpack Wrestling Podcast is on. They about to start. Oh, man. Two things. One, Ja might need your assistance because if he tries to drag the show, I love him, but I'm not staying on here all night. It's my mom's day. It's my mama's mama day tomorrow. Shout out to everybody's moms. You know what I'm saying? Shout
out to all the moms.
Word. All y'all.
Unfortunately, you know, the one person I would like to say that to, I can't.
And this is in honor of Ja's grandmother, because we're doing this to help bring some happiness to my boy, because that's what she would want at the end of the day too. He's had a very tough go at it. So we're gonna try not to talk about CM Punk and then have a good show for y'all.
I hope to goodness that we don't talk about CM Punk, because if we do, I'm going to end the show my damn self.
Let's go.
We're not saying a word about CM Punk.
Collision.
What I will be talking about, and we're just a few viewers from Go Live, what I will talk about tonight is how Omos is the best there was, the best there is, and the best there will be.
All right, so thanks for making me laugh, because that damn sure ain't true, but heard you.
We're going to talk about how Omos carried Seth Rollins, and they had a wonderful match.
Now you're bugging. Okay, good to know.
And how Omos will probably be the third world heavyweight champion. Drew will probably take it from Seth, and then I see Omos taking it from Drew. And remember I said it first right here on the pre-show, almost 3 minutes into this episode 58.
You know, you say a lot. You're saying a lot, but is it true?
Bro,
see, even Maddie in the background said no.
If you don't think Omos is gonna be a world heavyweight champion in 2024, you don't know nada.
Wow, that's wild. That's wild.
You don't know nada. What are the fans saying? I know y'all hear us. Y'all coming in here. I can see it.
You don't know that. Appreciate it, John. Thank you.
Word, John.
Yeah, man. Yes, everyone, tune in. Tag a friend to tag a friend, share, like, subscribe. Wherever you're watching this, you know what I'm saying? Tune us in. We are here. We are back.
Steven,
popular demand.
Listen, my bro, Garland. Ziggy, what's up? Listen, bro. You gotta agree with me. Don't sadly agree with me. You know that Omos will be a world heavyweight champion by this time next year. Omos will have a better.
Dude, I'm not listening to him.
That's a wild claim.
Omos will have a better title reign than Jinder Mahal and Big E.
What? So he's gonna hold it what for 5 months?
No, Jinder Mahal held it for like a year. Don't do that.
Oh, he ain't gonna get that.
No, Jinder Mahal.
He ain't gonna get that. He's not gonna be the next Bianca. Come on. Bianca's the only person that's black that can hold the championship for over a year.
Yeah, if you don't think they're gonna, you can reluctantly agree with me, but don't say it like I'd be giving off topic like you know what? Start the show.
Kofi had it for 6 months. What are
you blaming me now? Now you're saying start the show. All right, no problem. I will. I'm back. All right, I'm starting it right freaking now.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
We're back, people. We're back. We are officially back. It is the Wolfpack. How y'all doing, man? We're back. I don't know why every single time, like I try to do this, like my one finger is just like cut off. Like, is that better? Can my finger show now? You don't want to show my finger? All right, we can't show. All right, bet now y'all show my finger. You're. How's everybody doing?
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna drop this.
What are y'all doing? Everyone just went gray all of a sudden. Like I'm the only one here. All right.
No, you're not the only one here. I'm back.
All right, let's go. All right, with the dress shirt. You know what I'm saying? I like it. With the cuffs. With the cuffs.
Stop it, bro. Stop it, bro. I be drippy on the show every week, man. I dress up. I feel like I'm the Stephen A. of wrestling podcasters. Like I've worked with a lot of y'all. I watch a lot of y'all shows, and this is no knock to y'all. You know what I'm saying? But I dress like it's a broadcast. This is what I do.
Jared, I have been like one of your biggest fans since 2014. You have never been underdressed ever in your life.
Thank you, Dark Kent. And this is what I'm trying to say. But you know what I'm saying? And of course, I'm going to wear the button up for we back here. We are honoring, you know what I'm saying, life today and memories and stuff. And my man Ja has been feeling down, and I want to start the show properly and say that I never had a chance to meet her, but we love her because she loved you so much, bro. And she's always gonna just like shine through you, and we're here for you. It crazy that you're doing the show today. I definitely met next Saturday, but I will do the show. I would have did the show last night if you wanted to, if I had any time. It's always about uplifting and encouraging each other at the end of the day. We play around a lot for all of y'all viewing, but like we really are brothers. Like if we didn't do this wrestling show, I'd see John on the street and give him a hug. Like I might kiss his cheek. That's my guy. Listen, bro, this is what it is.
You're my brother, John. I love you. Love you to death. And let's just start show some shit.
I just want to say publicly that I appreciate everybody that's reached out, that said a prayer, from the smallest to the biggest thing. Like shout out to Janelle and Michael, Janelle from Jobber Series Podcast, and Michael, they even sent food to the house. My girl, who's like been there for me from the time that we found out everything and came straight from work to come right to the service and just, be there with me through everything. To my brothers, y'all making sure that I'm good, saying All-Star, making sure that I'm good. Kent actually, I'm still not a Dark Kent guy, but, Dark Kent even checking in on me. All of our brothers and sister podcasters, from the Embrace Your Thirst family to the Heals for Life family. I just want to say I appreciate every single one of y'all. And thank you for being there with me during this time.
I wish I had a clap button, because seriously, like y'all really came through. Y'all even reached out to us on his behalf. Like he said, I echo those sentiments 1,000,000%. This is a family. I can't wait for any of us to really what culture this thing and pop up somewhere fly, because we all going. We got the biggest network of just strong African American wrestling podcasters that the best,
Bro.
actually, the best in the game, the best.
And they're all in the WCCW wrestling group. So if you guys are watching this on Facebook and or you're watching this on YouTube, whatever, and you have a Facebook, make sure you guys, if you guys are strong wrestling fans, come over here. You know what I'm saying? If you're tired of, these wrestling groups who favor only one group or favor only one promotion, trying to be all up in the, the approval of the comments. I'm kidding. But yes, I want everybody.
Video.
Not saying, listen, everyone definitely, come join in with the group. You know what I'm saying? We're definitely all, a family in there. We, like I said, we have everyone that has different podcasts. From our podcast, like I said, you have the Embrace Your Thirst podcast, you have the Heals for Life podcast. You even got, people that are part of the Jobbers Tears Nation, you know what I'm saying, that are in there as well. So I want all of us to win, all of us, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to them, even shout out to Gerald Bryan, shout out to Malik Shabazz, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like I fucks with all y'all and we're all gonna win.
So we can do this moment of silence. We want to start the show off right, and we're gonna have a moment of silence, and then we're gonna kick it off. All right?
All right, thank you. All right, guys.
Hey man, y'all ready? We love you, Grandma.
Love you, Grandma. All right. So where do I begin? Because it's been like 2 weeks now. I'm trying to say
well, I'm gonna help you out. First, we want y'all to go follow us on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch is Who Is, Instagram, Airtime on the Sin.com network. Please go follow us right now. We're normally with you every Thursday at 7:30. It is Saturday, but we're here at 7:30-ish. So, hey, we missed y'all. We're still your favorite part, and you're our favorite part of the wrestling week. So thank you for being with the Wolfpack Wrestling Podcast.
I've not really been eating, so don't mind me. That's the stuff to fry in my mouth. I'm just gonna put those. Okay, but yeah, I'm gonna say so 2 weeks, right? You know what? What's crazy to me? There's so much shit has happened. Let's just start right off the bat. The draft. Do you guys approve of that shit?
All right, great. I've been waiting for the show to begin. Not because I want to linger on this, because the draft happened almost 2 weeks ago. We've been going for a while. But because I just wanted to say that I saw a lot of people did not like the draft. I've seen a lot of people don't like it. So here's what I do with the draft, y'all. I promise. See, somebody right now, the worst draft ever. I get it. Here's what I do with the draft, right? I go on 2K and I put the people where WWE put them because I'm interested. I don't know how this goes. And now we have free agents. So those people could be on both shows. So I put them on both shows. And I want to say something. It is highly entertaining to have someone like Dolph Ziggler be able to wrestle on both nights, or someone like my newest favorite wrestler, Omos, to be able to wrestle on both nights. It is highly entertaining for Baron Corbin to be able to get squashed on a Monday or Friday, depending on whoever they're trying to put over that week. If we can't see the point that people wouldn't have jobs, these people don't get written into stories on a regular Monday or Friday night. Now they have an opportunity to be on TV because they don't have nothing to do, so just show up and do your job. Baron Corbin has no story. He's not going to win no championship, but he can be on TV Mondays and Fridays, losing to whoever he wants. I like the free agent concept. The only thing I don't like is the Cody Rhodes being on Raw thing because I want him to finish his story, and that I'm sure y'all love to hear that. I don't have a problem with it. I feel like every draft is pretty much the same thing. I feel like we say it's the worst draft. Every year there's a draft. The draft is only to rebrand certain wrestlers and to put things in a better perspective for storylines. Because of that, it did what it was supposed to do. It never counts. Stop thinking they're going to separate SmackDown wrestlers from Raw wrestlers. That's you not thinking. Like, we're old enough. This isn't a child's podcast.
So what you're telling me is that everyone's that. The draft didn't make no sense. Is basically what you're saying.
That's not what I said. I said the draft.
In a nutshell, because I watched the draft. Okay, I watched it, and I'm like, I had the list of everything, right? Because the way that they did this shit was, let's just go with round 1. Roman and Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman. First election for SmackDown.
First of all,
was Cody Rhodes and Raw. Bianca Belair is the Raw Women's Champion, and she got drafted to SmackDown. And Becky Lynch is on Raw.
Not the first time this happened. And
hold up. The draft became fugazi when Roman and Solo became a package deal. How was the first pick and someone else who would have been picked top 5? They're a package deal now. So let's just say.
Oh my gosh, this is my point. Listen, John Cena, we can't see you. Here's my point. Nothing that happened in this draft was any different than any other draft. People have been drafted as pairs before. They've been drafted as cliques before. The female champions have been drafted on opposite brands, and that's when Charlotte threw the belt and did whatever they did with Becky. They've done all of this before. It's never made sense. It's not the point of the draft for you to think that it's an actual draft. It's just the point to see where the people go for storylines, like who's building what where. That's all that matters.
So continuity doesn't matter at all.
No, can I be honest with you? No,
by the way,
no continuity doesn't matter in anyone's wrestling promotion. We do this in WWE all the time. It doesn't matter in anyone's wrestling promotion. Continuity does not matter.
There's zero continuity.
If continuity mattered, Collision wouldn't be happening, and CM Punk would be in a feud with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks as soon as he came back. They wouldn't be a separate show with a separate championship. But I'm sure we're going to have a problem with that too, right? Continuity does not exist in wrestling.
We're not mentioning CM Punk until he comes back.
It just doesn't exist.
He doesn't exist. And neither does continuity, and neither does this make any sense on like why it even happened. So, but wait. What's going to go down the round? So that's round 1, right? This happened on SmackDown.
Oh man, John, we live
round 2. Round 2. We had Street Profits, which everyone swore up and down was getting broken up. They went to SmackDown because obviously, you got to keep people with their significant other. Imperium went to Raw, which took the Intercontinental Championship. Edge went to SmackDown, and then Matt Riddle went to Raw.
Matt Riddle stayed at Raw. I didn't have to move him when I did my draft on 2K.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's just go in then. Round 3. Bobby Lashley to SmackDown. Drew McIntyre to Raw. The OC to SmackDown. And then The Miz is staying on Raw. Oh, no, sorry. He got moved to Raw officially.
Miz has been on Raw. Drew McIntyre.
But he's officially moved.
Drew McIntyre's heel turn at Night of Champions is going to be fire. Look out for it.
What match is he in?
Oh, as soon as
Where is Drew McIntyre?
As soon as Seth beats AJ Styles, Claymore, out of nowhere, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins' first opponent, and a heel. And we'll probably beat him at the end of the feud.
Sure it's not almost? Sure it won't be gender?
How
won't be the share?
Stop it.
How are we not putting the new title on Edge?
Well, I want to know why would
we put a new title on the old man?
I want to know this, though. So Damage Control went to SmackDown. Shinsuke went to Raw. And then we started the start of the massacre of NXT's women division. So Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, which are the NXT Women Tag Team Champions, got drafted to SmackDown. And Indy Hartwell, which was the NXT Women's Champion, got drafted to Raw. I'm like, okay, no problem. But maybe they're going to lose the titles.
I love that. I told you.
The family's back together.
If y'all watch the show, y'all know I love NXT's women division. I think it's the hottest women division, period. Those women coming up are very necessary for a lackluster main roster women's division. As far as them having the NXT title, No one cares because WWE still treats NXT as developmental. They'll just send the titles like they did. They put them in a tournament. They're having a tournament right now for the title. Nobody can. Y'all don't watch NXT. Stop getting angry about things y'all don't watch.
I had to think for
So
NXT.
can we consolidate the women's titles? Right.
Well, let's just keep going for a second because we wasn't done. Guess what? Not only that, but Zoe Starks is now leaving NXT to go to Raw.
And crush Nikki Cross.
The Irish Ace is now going to Raw to join Judgment Day.
One of the hottest wrestlers, period.
Lacey Evans and Hit Row all going to remain on SmackDown.
Nobody cares about this.
Nobody cares about these guys.
No one cares
whatsoever.
about this whole screen.
And the free agents are Ali, Omos, Dolph, and Von Wagner.
That's right. Von Wagner.
Dolph Ziggler will be doing jobs on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, main event.
So with Ali, everybody named there except for Von whenever they decide. Those are people they didn't know what to do with. But they know they needed some type of exposure.
So they don't know anything to do with Omos, but they made him a free agent and then put him in a fucking senseless feud with Seth Rollins.
It wasn't a feud. It was just a match. Not a feud, just a match. I'd rather them do that than Miro him. He's supposed to go sit home for 7 months.
Actually,
Miro's situation ain't his fault. That's all. I don't
it
know.
wouldn't have been Omos' fault if creative didn't have anything.
I mean, hey, listen, it's not that. They gave Miro shit. Okay, they gave Miro fucking creative. He didn't want to do it. I'm not gonna make excuses for the man. I'm sorry.
Dude.
You know what I'm saying? But that's them. Now we're gonna go further. We're gonna go into the next round. Okay? After we talk about the free agents, and we're going now to Raw. First person gets selected, Rhea Ripley. Then, of course, we have the exchanges of the mid-card title, and Austin Theory is going to SmackDown. Seth stays on Monday Night Rollins, which you kind of called, and Charlotte Flair is on SmackDown.
I didn't kind of call. I called
it. I ain't gonna give you no, like, you know. But yes, you called that. You called that. I'll give you your props. Von Wagner been used like a jobber. I mean, I don't care what happens with Bizarro Edge. I mean, I'm not a fan of Bizarro Edge. The WWE is a fan of Bizarro Edge.
Von Wagner has recently started a storyline to explain his cranial deformity as a child.
Oh my goodness.
Yo,
you want to know who Von Wagner is? Hold on, Dark King. You want to know who Von Wagner is? Von Wagner is the older twin brother of Peter Dinklage.
You know what's crazy is Von Wagner will be a United States Intercontinental Champion by this time next year.
I hope not.
We have talked about Von Wagner more than he'll ever be talked about.
All good.
Probably in the next year.
Not true.
In the last 30 seconds.
Not true.
Next.
If y'all
appreciate it.
As this is what I'm talking about being adult wrestling fans. I know we have our fantasy booking and what we want and the people that we're fans of, but if we looked at it as adults, what happened here?
Dark King told me yesterday he thinks Eric Bischoff was a better promoter than Tony Khan.
What? No,
that's actually a lie. My boy Ryan's fucking with you. I hate Eric Bischoff. He's joking around.
I don't know, man. You kind of seem like a Bischoff guy.
That assumed you off so bad just now.
I am not a Bischoff guy at all. Actually, he's my.
Are we talking about the fact that we don't want Tony Khan to give any more announcements, like ever? Just never.
I don't. I do. I want him to keep doing announcements. I want him to keep doing announcements because it pisses everybody off. I love it.
It's like sitting in school and the secretary gets on for homeroom and goes, "Today we're going to have a pep rally." It feels like that.
Mm-hmm. I feel glad whenever he does one because it seems like as soon as he breathes, people get upset.
Bro, he made it's not that. He made an announcement about making an announcement
because he had to. We'll go into that a little later, but I don't know if I sent it into the group, but I did send it into the group. You know what I'm talking about. You know he had to. It's going to go out of control at this fucking point. So it's like no way to like keep that under wraps. So, but let's go into round 2. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going to Raw, even though they hold the titles for both brands. Don't know how that works, but
about to drop those.
Yeah. The Usos finally went to SmackDown, but in round 2, the Judgment Day is back on Raw, and then the LWO is on SmackDown.
How do you draft 5 people at once? I don't understand.
It has happened before, bro.
It's happened before.
It's happened before.
If they can draft the fucking New Day all together.
Every time. Every
Every
year.
time.
All of the Bloodline got drafted together last year. Like, we just did this.
There's no excuses on anyone talking about like, oh, well, you know, that whole tagline where they say that tag teams could get split. It never happened. Stop it.
Never.
Stop it. Stop saying that bullshit. Okay, we know it's never going to happen. It's not going to happen.
No, it does. They mean female tag teams.
Who the fuck cares about the female tag team division? I mean,
and
they have 2 sets of belts on the same fucking thing. Like, come on. Come on, man.
They mean female tag teams. That's what they mean.
Oh my goodness. Round 3, we had Liv. Speaking of it, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are now the Raw Women's Tag Team Champions. So am I to assume, because in the last draft for the first round or whatever, right, on SmackDown, Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn are the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, correct? So if you guys sat there and you put Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez only on Raw, but they're still defending both the titles on both brands, is it eventually going to be they're the Raw Tag Team Women's Champions? And
No.
What is going on here?
They've been doing this too. Hold on a second. First, I have to address this. This is my problem. I said no, because let me tell you something. This tribalism conversation that we've been having since I became a podcaster is the most annoying conversation in my life. That and CM Punk coming out of Dark Kent's mouth are the 2 things that I think officially get to me. And I must say,
what?
Every wrestling promotion caters to, none of it makes sense. AEW had a whole ranking system, and that ranking system means nothing. Impact has whole segments where they shoot people and they kill them before they show up on other promotions.
You gotta chill.
Every promotion,
you gotta chill. It makes sense.
Lucha Underground used to have a mob boss who would put hits out on. None of wrestling is supposed to make sense. It's not just WWE.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is this. Wait. Before you say something, Dark Kent, real quick. Before you say something, listen. The thing about Impact, you want to talk shit about them? At least they keep their storylines going, unlike other companies. I'm gonna leave it that alone. You can talk now, Dark Kent.
If you hold a title and you get drafted in the 3rd round, that means your title doesn't mean shit. So
I knew you was gonna click that.
No, for real.
No. Because I got something to go on that one. So we're gonna. Yeah, you keep talking. Yeah.
How are you the women's tag team champs and you get drafted in the 3rd round? That means your belt means nothing. Like Fugazi. It's super Fugazi.
Wow. That's how you feel about his belt?
That's not true. I'm telling you, my 2K is lit.
I do remember, yes. The New Day did get split and Big E stayed on SmackDown.
Well, they kept Kofi and whatchamacallit together, though.
You know what I'm saying? They need the skinny cheerleaders. But anyway, so that was round 3, right? Now round 4. Trish Stratus went to Raw.
Shout out to Trish Stratus.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Trish. We're supposed to say thank you, Trish. So thank you, Trish.
Thank you, Trish.
Thank you. Karrion Kross.
How you like them colors?
SmackDown. I guess. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, the real women's championship contenders. They went to Raw. LA Knight went to SmackDown.
Hey.
Round 5.
I would have rather Karrion Kross been a free agent.
That would have made more sense. Or I got one better. He didn't get signed anywhere, and he decided to go back to NXT.
That's what I was.
How about fire him? How about fire him so he can go do C acting roles while his wife does A acting roles?
I thought you meant she was going to do P-O. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah. So he could just ask to get fired.
I mean that too, but we see what happened with the 2 people that was running around with The Rock's daughter.
They're
They had
still
to get
running around.
fired.
The Grizzlies
Exactly, they're still running around. So
but no, because they shouldn't get fired because they wanted to leave, and they're a part of the clique that they are going to build to be the new Wyatt family. We're going to hate it. We're going to hate it. But Schism's going nowhere.
actually, it is because they're not renewing their contracts.
Well, they're still not going to be the death of Schism. Ava Rain and whatever Bray
Joe
Wyatt,
Keefe or Bray Wyatt Light.
Bray Wyatt Light and Ava, like they got a nice little chemistry, bro. They're not going to get rid of that.
Dollar Tree Bray Wyatt.
Dollar treatment Bray Wyatt. Sorry. So round 5. Braun Strowman and Ricochet, which I'm like, that's really going to be a tag team that they're pushing. I guess, like I don't get it. Chauncey, who's like, I have no words for
Hold
her.
on. We have to explain something. Braun Strowman and Ricochet happened because Braun Strowman made a comment about flippy dippy wrestlers,
And now he has the team with him. That's
and
what it is.
and they put him with a flippy dippy wrestler, but not just any flippy dippy wrestler. They
The
put him
king
with
of-
an African American passing flippy dippy wrestler. For those who don't know what passing means, it means Ricochet can walk into a place and they not know he's black
chill.
sometimes.
You gotta chill.
But can we not?
You gotta chill.
Can we keep it real? Braun Strowman and Ricochet are getting over as a tag team.
Technically,
What?
Braun, shut up. Braun Strowman may be more black than Ricochet. His new shirt is what is his new shirt? He used to say, "Come get these hands," and now what's his new shirt? Y'all know what it is. Somebody in the chat.
I don't know
tell me.
what his first. Whoa. We're not gonna do this. The man that's a red panther, who's married to the racist or
his
dating the
new shirt
racist.
is "Fool Around and Find Out." Braun Strowman's new shirt says "Fool Around and Find Out." So, in the case of Ricochet and Braun Strowman's black card, I feel like the WWE is trying to trick me into thinking that Braun Strowman's down with the Brown, just because he likes the Spanish girl who's racist that's teamed up with Liv Morgan, who I love.
Yeah, well, no.
You're on your own.
No.
You're on your own.
Braun Strowman is getting 0 points with the black community for teaming up with Ricochet.
Why did you think Ricochet was Hispanic? He's African American.
He's black.
You thought he was Hispanic because he can pass for anything, like Ja.
No, he's from Paducah, Kentucky. He's black.
I ain't have to deal with that shit for 2 weeks. I don't miss you no more. All right, you know what? Fuck you. All right.
Yo,
Fire.
John, you and Ricochet might be related, right?
No,
You guys have the same.
unless he's Creole and and African
Ja
American. You
just said,
know what I'm saying? I don't think so. I mean, I'm Creole. You know what I'm saying? I got
Ja
Panamanian
said,
blood in
I'm
me.
the one and
All right.
only.
I got Canadian blood in me. I got,
Hey,
French
Ja,
descent.
are you the one and only?
No, I'm not the one and only. I'm just Ja.
And only.
I hate that shit. So Chauncey went to SmackDown. Bronson Reed went to Raw. The nice guy.
Wait, John Quiz is Hispanic.
Yes, technically I am. I am Hispanic. Thank you.
He is.
Panamania. Panama is Spanish.
And he said a bunch of other things about that while he was talking, y'all. He said something about
I'm a mud. Okay, do I have to really break things down? Okay, I'm
I mean,
Creole.
you don't have to. You don't have to.
I'm
be
Creole,
for us, bro.
Okay, Creole is like French descent. The free
Haitian.
slaves.
Haitian.
All right, it's not Haitian. Thank you. It's a difference.
South
Okay. None of my people came from there. Okay, they didn't come from the island of Dominica. Okay, they came from Canada. Okay, French descent. Thank
you.
you.
Canadian, eh?
I'm not okay. I'm from France. The Negroes that were in France. Okay, that's me. Thank you. Okay, Creole, Panamanian, African American, Native American. Okay, and one of my Native American things is Diano.
I think you need to find out how
descendants from Dominicans.
I feel like you need to find out how much European you have in you because I feel like you're leaving this out. I feel like you never did Ancestry.com.
Bro, Jaws 23andMe would be lit. It'd be like everything. It's like,
What? You already know he's Irish.
You know the majority of my mom and my mom's family come from Alabama, right?
What that got to do with anything? You know what they was doing with slaves in Alabama?
They all listen. I know what they was doing. I went to the plantation where my great aunt was.
Bro,
I actually got to pick the cotton. So
you're
yes.
definitely part Caucasian.
John's ancestry is
Let's show
1%
Hershey kiss ass up and leave me the fuck alone. All right.
I am
Yeah,
shining
sick and
tonight.
tired of you.
Black is beautiful.
Whatever. Pretty Deadly went to SmackDown. Okay, it's your favorite tag team.
I love Pretty Deadly.
I bet you do.
I'm not gonna lie. I think one thing that happened in the draft that did make sense. Wait for this, you guys. Most of the tag teams are on Raw. I think there's a real tag team division forming. I am so excited. Tag team wrestling matters. Nobody hashtag that because people will get mad. It's a crazy
tag
world.
team
No one believes you.
Could be making a comeback right now.
Nobody believes you. And then the last round, Alpha Academy to Raw. Rick
More
Boogs
tag
to
team.
SmackDown.
More tag
Then
team.
my bae, Caden Carter and Katana Chance went to Raw. And Cameron Grimes is on SmackDown. Now the messy situation in all this is that Katana Chance and Ricochet are exes, and then they moved Ricochet's fiance, the announcer from SmackDown, to Raw as well.
Because they don't separate couples anymore. We know that already. I need
Okay,
everybody
so
to do
I put
something,
the
though.
couple and the X on there too.
I need everybody to do something, though. I just realized something. Thank everybody who's tuned in. Please share this. But here's something we need y'all to do. We need y'all to like it too. Because y'all be giving us crazy views. Like we be hitting the numbers be crazy. Like, thank you for tuning in.
Facts.
Like maybe it's Dark Kent. Maybe y'all are all Dark Kent guys. But can y'all just like it too? Or if you want, you can hold it a little longer and hit the heart. Or if you want to make Ja feel good, he likes the hug one. So just hold it and do the hug one with the heart. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the likes. Thank you guys. We really appreciate it. So that last round. Cameron Grimes, finally, right? Finally.
Lit. That's lit. Why are we? This is what I'm saying. As much as the draft is nonsensical, it still introduced me to people I want to see on the main roster. I like Cameron Grimes. For those who don't know, he was trained by the
Lee.
He was trained by the Hardy Boys. For those who don't know, he was trained by the Hardy Boys, and he has an out-of-this-world moveset that I hope we get to see on the main roster.
I've been a fan of him since he was Trevor Lee in Impact. So
since he was doing swantons as his finisher, because he was a mini Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
Cameron Grimes is a great wrestler. I'm a big fan. He is not gonna get over on the main roster.
You already squashed Baron Corbin on Friday.
Everyone squashes Baron Corbin.
Like,
you won't squash Baron Corbin.
If they brought me up to the main roster, if Dark Kent versus Baron Corbin, I'm squashing them.
You wouldn't even make it past the Performance Center.
Please, bro. Throw a sharpshooter on, bro.
How many of y'all would like?
Of course, you would want the sharpshooter.
How many of y'all would like for us to get a camera guy and all three of us go try out for WWE next year? We're all going to try out for WWE next year, and we're going to film it. We're going to make a YouTube of it, and we're going to get famous. Y'all remember I said
I make it the furthest. I'm the best athlete of the three of us.
What? You would make it the what? The what?
Star.
I might actually get signed as a manager. I'm the South of the what?
I played college football. I am the best athlete of the three of us.
Oh, that's it. We might actually do this, y'all.
Wait. Can we not front? Who's the most athletic of the three of us?
I don't know. I played ball till I broke my tibula. I'm pretty nice.
Bro, I played Division I college football. Stop it.
What does that mean?
I play lacrosse, and I'm a martial artist. You guys want to try? Let me know.
We're trying out.
For someone as tall as I am and as big as I am, I can still kick your fucking head off. No Daniel Bryan impersonation.
We're trying out. I'm going to be the new Stokely.
I'm just saying.
By the way, so these were also drafted afterwards. So Grayson Waller is now on SmackDown.
I love Grayson Waller. We're getting the Waller effect.
All-Star got drafted to Raw.
Odyssey Jones was hurt. Odyssey Jones was, what'd you say, All-Star?
All-Star got drafted to Raw.
He's trying to play you.
That was a good one. Odyssey Jones was hurt most of his NXT career. So to be honest, I don't know how good.
Right?
Yeah. That's crazy.
I know. That's why we know. That's why. So we know.
Shut up. I really don't know. I really don't know what he's gonna bring. Like it's a big question mark for me. I don't get the Odyssey Jones thing because he was hurt most of his NXT career.
Well, we'll see. I mean, they needed another dark skin guy that's supposed to be like a beast since Big E's not going to be there no more anytime soon. So here's another thing though. How many failed groups of Jinder Mahal can be drafted and brought up to the main roster, and how many times are we not going to care about it?
These two will be tag team champions by India next year.
You're reaching.
I like what you did there. I like what you did there.
You're reaching.
You ain't hear what he said about India next year. So we have another vignette of Veers coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, man, I'm tired of it. Jinder Mahal is not over. I don't give a fuck how many times you try to make it seem like this man is over.
Oh, he will
I don't
never
care
be
how
over.
many times you try to push him. I'm tired of the Jinder Mahal.
Bro.
I don't care about don't hinder the gender. I'm tired of Jinder Mahal. It's over. Okay, the modern day Maraha Mahahasa is over. It's done. Stop it. You guys really tried to build a Canadian man as a Saudi Arabia man. It didn't work.
They had
The whole thing of trying to affect the Indian market, it didn't work. Huh?
It was terrible. It was terrible.
Like all that shit. And then at the end of the day, the man's from Canada. I had to look that up myself and found it out. I'm like, wait a minute. Y'all pushed him as an Indian person. Or he's from Saudi Arabia. And then all of a sudden the man is from Canada. That's worse thing when you guys had Kofi Kingston come up there as an African man pretending to be a Jamaican. It doesn't make sense. You had a whole Italian man pretend to be a terrorist. It doesn't make sense. Stop. Please, for the love of everything in wrestling, stop. Stop. I know you guys want to make characters, but stop with the stereotypical shit. This is why you guys are getting sued now for it. Stop. I don't get it. I don't get it. Did you know that he was from Canada? Did you know that Jinder Mahal was from Canada?
Yes.
I didn't know he was from Canada. I thought he was from India.
He's Indian. He's not from India. That's racist. Now we're being racist.
That's WWE. When you talk about WWE, I mean, well, gotta be talking about racism.
All wrestling is racist.
I heard some Kofi hate coming from.
No, there was no Kofi hate. I said literally, I was like, that's like how you guys had a whole African man pretending that he was fucking Jamaican.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah. Apollo Crews did the same thing.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, he's Nigerian.
It doesn't matter. He made
the
up
accent, bro.
He made up an accent.
It doesn't make sense.
If you're
Santino Marella is not from Italy, right?
No.
You do know that, right?
The nigga's from fucking Florida.
The Rock isn't from Hawaii. He's a liar.
But hold up.
Another thing is The Rock's not part of the bloodline. Just so a lot of people can fucking know about
Nigerian
that.
Wait, time out. Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
You want me to fucking be the one to explain it to everybody? Because I've been trying to explain this to everyone.
You don't have to. No. What
we're not
going to do and act like the patriarch of the family, Peter Maivia, is not The Rock's grandfather.
He is. But Peter Maivia has nothing to do with the Anoys other than the blood pack handshake.
It doesn't matter. It counts.
They're not real family.
Oh, you're messed up.
They're just. It's not messed up to basically tell the truth. It's the same as people thinking that. It's the same people that believe this shit. It's the same people that still think that Kane and Undertaker are brothers.
No, that's not true. Because everybody knows Kane and Undertaker are not brothers.
I don't know about that. So a lot of people still do. Just like a lot of people still think that The Rock is Roman Reigns' cousin.
Yo, shout out to whoever hit the huggy heart one on the likes. Shout out to
who did that. Who did that? I can't see. It's not letting me see. Let me see. Oh, my baby. Thanks, babe. Thank you, babe.
Thanks, babe.
I appreciate you. My girl. She loved me. I'm gonna eat a butt later. I'm kidding.
Hey,
next.
Yeah,
so the free agents, as we said, were Baron Corbin, the non-hurt business, the Spanish guy from NXT, and Elias
His name is Zion Quinn. He is not Spanish. This is what I'm talking about. You do not watch NXT.
What?
Zion
Okay, who?
Quinn.
Okay, so who is Xylon Quinn?
No, Zion Quinn.
Xylophone? Quinn
only had one good storyline in NXT, and they dropped it fast.
Xylophone?
It was like it was him, and he had a crush on the Elektra girl, Elektra Lopez. I don't know why they dropped it. I don't know what happened with it. He also has him. He also has only been seen on NXT for a very short amount of time. So I don't get him or Odyssey. I understand that Garland said it earlier, the real Garland. He said that Odyssey's charisma is going to pop him. I agree. He's charismatic, but in the ring, I've only seen him 1.5 times.
Let's be honest here. Like, to piggyback off of what you said, I think him, Von Wagner, and Xyloquin all came out at the same exact fucking time. Because I remember Xyloquin was with what's that chick's name? Elektra Lopez.
Yo, can we talk about how Chris just came into the chat and just said 2 random wrestlers? Like, that's what we're talking about. Like, don't come in here and say something random like you've been listening.
Roman and Solo. I'm sorry, like that's peanut butter and butter.
Yeah.
Yo,
saying
Sid pulls
like Nas and Joe Button.
Who
Sid,
does that? Everybody gets Sid for jumping in the show, acting like he been watching and saying something random. I'm gonna start jumping on people's shows, and I'm gonna just say,
yo, tell Sid he ain't shit.
I'm gonna say, yo, Smart Water versus Kool-Aid. What does he say? Andre the Giant is trash. Where did Andre the Giant come from? Yo, all right, I'm not doing this.
Andre the Giant was a fire actor, by the way.
So so that was the draft, right? That was the draft from 2 weeks ago.
What was the last wrestling match you watched?
He doesn't even remember. I think that was him battling his demons. So listen, we have Fallout, the Fallout that took place on NXT, right? Where we got to see, what was it, that Gigi Dolan and JC, whatever her name is. Why was I looking at Britt Baker?
Stop.
Why was Britt Baker, or what is this Britt Baker-esque?
JC Jane has been wrestling longer than Britt Baker. We're not.
But why is Britt Baker on my television?
She has been wrestling longer than Britt Baker.
Why is Britt Baker on my television?
That is the most fugazi blood I've ever seen in my entire life.
She has been wrestling longer than Britt Baker.
The same people that swear but now that they don't need bloody matches, or that women having bloody matches to have good matches. Why is Britt Baker on my television?
I'm not.
Why is there paint on her face?
Britt Baker.
Not Britt Baker.
Next.
JC Jane. Shout out to her.
So she got injured through their triple threat match.
Did you really go 2 weeks back to do this show? Are we really doing?
And they came out. That was nice. It was nice and shit. You know what I'm saying?
What is going on?
So I mean, with Dynamite. You know what I'm saying? We got to hear from the Elite.
Is this last week's Dynamite?
You know what I'm saying? We got that little exchange. We got the famous line. The famous line about, you know, the best there is, the best there was.
Yo, John's wilding out right now.
Best there ever will be. You know what I'm saying? And that basically brought us talking about it before the show started. So we want to know, who do you guys think was a better technical wrestler? Bret Hart or Daniel Bryan?
Stop it.
Oh, that was not the question.
I'm sorry. What's the question?
The question was, is Bret Hart a top 3 wrestling technician of all time?
Absolutely. This is not a debate. It's how are we debating? No. Next. Let
me be honest here. Bret was not better than Kurt Angle.
What?
Kurt Angle isn't more technical than Bret Hart. No, I'm not doing it. He's trolling.
Bret's not better than Chris Benoit.
Stop it.
No, I can't say stop it. Chris Benoit was amazing.
Bret's not better than Jericho.
Dean Malenko was technical too.
And I was about to say Dean Malenko as well.
Whoa.
I got 4 people over Bret already.
Wait.
Bryan Danielson. That's another one. I'm putting him over
Bret the Hitman Hart?
I'm putting Shibata over fucking Bret Man Hart. I'm sorry.
All right, next. Because you're capping. You're trolling. You're lying. Bret the Hitman Hart literally is top 2 technical wrestlers to ever wrestle. Let's stop it.
I don't want Ja and Sin trolling me at the same time. So I actually want Sin to stop watching the show now.
How you gonna kick him off the show?
Nah, because he's trolling, bro. Come on.
Doink and Dink was bet. Okay, you know, yeah, he's kind of trolling.
No,
One and only says that Brett was top 5.
I think Brett is top 5. I said, is he top 3? That means you can only put 2 people over him.
Okay, Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho.
I don't think Chris Jericho is more technical than Bret Hart.
Bro, how are we talking about Benoit and Jericho and Bret Hart in the same sentence? Stop it.
You're disrespecting. You're disrespecting.
Bret Hart is miles.
I know you're not.
Wait.
I know nobody is a fan of what Benoit did with his kid and his wife, but let's be honest here.
We weren't bringing it up.
That apart away from that.
We're
going
talking
into
about
the wrestling side. Wrestling is keeping it straight wrestling.
Yes, wrestling. Straight
I want
wrestling.
everyone to put their feelings to the side. Just keep it straight wrestling right now.
Bret Hart is miles.
Benoit would out wrestle Bret Hart.
Zack Sabre Jr. is up there for me too. He's top 5 for me.
I'm still saying Shibata. I'm going to stick with the Shibata.
Guys,
and I'm daring you to actually say that Shibata is not above Bret Hart.
He's not. Why are we naming people that are not?
Dean Malenko is.
Why are we naming people that are not on the Hitman level?
And we're talking about technicality. We're not talking about star power. We're not talking about charisma. We're not talking about promos. We're talking about strictly technical wrestling, mat wrestling. And these people we're naming, other than Kurt Angle, I'm really mad y'all keep saying Kurt Angle, are very technical wrestlers.
Listen, Willis said, I'm a Bret fan, but I think Bryan is way better because he has more personality than Bret.
We're not talking about personality.
We're not talking about personality.
Technical wrestling.
Jamie said Bob Backlund is over Bret.
Oh, Jamie don't like Dark Kent tonight.
Guys, yo, go watch some Bret matches, bro. Go watch some Bret matches.
I have. Go watch some Benoit matches.
I'm with one and only. I got Benoit and Malenko right there, and maybe Bret as 3-4.
You have Benoit and Malenko.
I can't put Bret.
Bro, can I be honest? When Benoit was wrestling, other than Chris Jericho and Rey Mysterio in that time period of wrestling, he was wrestling. Like, he was so entertaining. The way he wrestled, everything was a snap. Everything looked like it hurt. The intensity as to which he did everything was so impressive. It was so impressive. I remember it to this day.
Go look him as Pegasus Kid.
Have you seen?
That's taking it back for you.
Hit an elbow drop, hit a leg drop, hit a suplex. Every
leg drop
move Bret Hart did.
I saw Hulk Hogan do a leg drop.
Wait. Do you truly think Bret Hart has a great snap suplex? It was better than Benoit's?
Ooh, wait a minute. Only said another name, and I can't believe I forgot him.
Now? All right.
Wait. Lance Storm.
No, Lance Storm is great. Lance Storm is great.
I fuck with Lance Storm, but pull up Bret's his leg drops, his elbow drops.
Wait. We'll do this real quick.
He didn't answer my question. Hold on.
Top
Bret
5.
Hart snap suplex is better than Chris Benoit's snap suplex?
Bret Hart's suplex is better than Benoit's. Have you watched
suplex?
He slowly suplexes, like his suplex is amazing.
Benoit, no. Bret Hart did snap suplexes too, bro. Whose snap suplex is better?
Whose suplex is better?
No, he's making me mad. Your word semantics are making me mad tonight. I said snap. Maddie even know I said snap. I said snap suplex.
Who's better, Bret? Take Bret.
Thank you. How you gonna try to force him to say something? Like, that's not right. Hulk 069 says, I have to agree, Benoit, especially in WCW, and Bryan Danielson is over Bret. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna just say that. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm being honest with myself, bro, Bret was good. But we're talking about we're in 2023 now, my nigga.
I feel like the consensus.
I gotta be honest here. There's some people that are above Bret. They have more of a longevity than Bret right now.
I think we have to stop feeling as if we're saying someone isn't good just because we feel like certain people are better at a certain thing than them. Bret Hart will forever be a top 10 wrestler. Nobody's taking him out of that spot. Bret Hart is the daddy of a lot of these people we're
I'll
talking
be honest with you. The Rock is probably one of the greatest fucking people that can ever do a on the mic, on a promo, right? As a wrestler, he's horrible. He's okay. He's average.
I just feel like you felt like giving that point because that has nothing to do with anything. I just felt like you wanted to give
I'm just saying.
Bret like he's regular. All right.
Okay, look.
Nobody's talking about Bret like he's regular. You're not giving credit to the Dean Malenkos, the Chris Benoits,
the Jerichos,
Zack Sabre Juniors, the Daniel
Kurt Angles,
the
Shibata. I didn't even say Minoru Suzuki. Shibata.
You're not on Bret's level.
Brian Danielson.
How do you think?
Shibata.
Bro, how do you think they're not on his level?
They're not on his. Dean Malenko is not on Bret Hart's level. Chris Benoit is not on Bret Hart's level. Continue.
Huh?
And y'all are really Dark Kent guys. That's the thing that be getting me. That's crazy.
Tell me I'm lying though.
Yeah, Bret Hart's definitely the original CM Punk. Dark Kent has a type. He really has a type.
Okay. So now Bret Hart's CM Punk now? Okay.
He's the original CM Punk. That's a fact.
Great.
Garland wants to come in and talk to you.
Great.
Garland really wants to come and talk to you. Like he just hit me up. The real Garland wants to come and talk to you because he's getting tired of you. You sound crazy, bro. You really do. You really do. I'm letting you know that now.
Why we got two dark hints?
There's two dark hints.
Oh, now there's none. Now there's one.
Here we go.
Oh my goodness. Okay, listen. All I'm gonna
What's
say.
the next story, bro? Stop it.
I'm listen. I'm just being honest here. The man said he's better, and he's not lying.
I need the next post you do to be a Raw from this week. Do not go back 2 weeks again. I am not.
I'm not gonna go back 2 weeks again. I'm gonna go to this weekend. All right, because I did want to talk about how we are gonna get the 4 Pillars match that you really loved.
We already called this.
We already did. We've been said that.
But
so over the weekend you had Backlash, and with that came LWO tattoos across everywhere in Puerto Rico.
Yo, real quick, before we move forward, the least over of the 4 pillars is All Star's favorite pillar.
What?
Jungle Boy's not over.
First off, shout out to my boy, the real Garland has entered to the room.
Yo, Garland, I love you, bro. Welcome to our show. 1 second, please. Did you just say Jungle Boy is the least over of the 4 pillars?
Absolutely.
You don't watch wrestling. I've come to the conclusion that you actually do not watch the show.
Have you watched a Jungle Boy?
You don't watch wrestling. You don't watch wrestling, bro.
Have you watched a Jungle Boy promo?
Have you watched a Jungle Boy promo?
All Star, what's your favorite Jungle Boy promo? Oh wait.
Well, the Christian Cage one when he was in the graveyard was definitely one of my favorites.
When he wasn't doing shit. Jungle Boy's not over, bro.
What
oh boy! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
The biggest disappointment out of the 4 pillars, unfortunately, is Sammy Guevara, and that is.
Thank you. I was about to say that. I'm sorry for interfering. I'm sorry for jumping in. I'm sorry. I done had enough. I'm sick of it. I done had enough. Nobody gives a fuck about Sammy Guevara out of the 4 pillars. Nobody gives a fuck about him. Nobody gives a fuck. Who gives a fuck? Any of y'all care? Does anybody in this chat care?
I like Sammy Guevara. Thank you. Damn.
I don't care. I don't care at all.
The only reason why Dark Kid doesn't like him is because he has an obsession with his wife. But we're gonna leave that alone.
Sammy Guevara has an identity crisis. I'm gonna explain. So he's supposed to be a heel, right? But then I guess he cut a promo this past week in a vignette. He sounded like a babyface. Find out who the fuck you are first. Find out who you are. And then on some cocky stuff, he calls himself the TBE, the best ever. Bro, nobody gives a fuck about you. People have to care for you to even be the best ever. You can replace Sammy Guevara with a numerous amount of peoples in the 4 pillars, and that would be better. You can replace Sammy Guevara easily.
Who can you replace Sammy Guevara with?
Who? How about
that's an AEW original homegrown
How about
talent.
Orange Cassidy? How about Ricky Starks? How about any other young person?
Be honest, Ricky Starks should replace him. Yes, I'm saying it too. Ricky Starks should replace Sammy Guevara. I'm saying it too.
Sammy Guevara better be wrestling
You're
on
You're
Raw.
not AEW homegrown. What are you guys talking about?
But see, hold on. I knew you was gonna say that, and I got a response to that. Look, we understand Ricky Starks has been wrestling for plenty of years. I'm in Texas, where he broke his, where he had his breakdown here. I'm down here in Texas right now. I understand all that, but remember, Ricky Starks was asked this question. He was asked, does he consider himself homegrown? He said yes, because even though I've been wrestling for years, I made my name in AEW. So he is considered homegrown. So he should replace Sammy Guevara.
That's not true. Ricky Starks is not homegrown AEW.
Bro, how about no?
Did Sammy Guevara wrestle other places before he signed with AEW?
No one gives
One
a
and
fuck
only
about
said,
Sammy Guevara.
wait. One and only said Hangman Adam Page.
Let's be clear about this. All of the pillars wrestled somewhere before AEW.
Thank you.
Now, the only pillar that wrestled in a crappy place was MJF. He was wrestling on Long Island. No offense to us, but it's crap.
You're
Wasn't he in MLW? Wasn't MJF in
Zack
MLW?
Ryder's wrestling school is crap. And MJF is the biggest star to rise out of that promotion.
Dude, Zack Ryder.
MJF was the last good thing CZW had before they went to the crapper.
All I know is we're getting the 4 pillars match, and then let's just talk about Backlash, because I know you was a little heated because of his little weird comments with Bret Hart being the fucking greatest, like whatever. But we'll do that for another.
Ask him. So Garland, you don't think Bret Hart is the greatest there ever was, the greatest there ever is, and the greatest there ever will be?
He's top 5. I ain't gonna say he's top 3.
Exactly.
Best there is, the best there was.
All right, hold on.
I got 4 more.
There's 2 parts to this question, real quick, before we go to the next thing. There's 2 parts. You talking about from a technical wrestling. Just technical wrestling. He's top 5, and there are people above him. You have to admit that, Darkhead. There are people above him, because the thing with wrestling is it elevates as time go on. There's going to be somebody better than somebody as time progresses.
Okay.
And if I ever hear you ever say that Bret Hart has a better snap suplex than Chris Benoit, bro, you should be boiled in oil.
Can we watch fucking matches, please? Can we
watch the matches, dog? I think I'm older than you. How old are you? What, 27, 28?
I am 36 years old.
Wait, you older than me?
You're old.
Oh, shit.
Chris Benoit has the best snap suplex of all time. How about that?
And see, All-Star explained it perfectly, because he explained it perfectly when it comes to Chris Benoit. And yes, I hate giving the devil his due, but when Chris Benoit does a move, it's impactful. Everything he does is impactful. Dude. Every submission, every hold he does is impactful. Every bit of his game is impactful. That's what makes him awesome as far as an in-ring talent.
And that's why Daniel Bryan comes across like that. Ever since Daniel Bryan put in,
that's what made Bret.
I'm still saying Shibata.
I'm
still saying Shibata. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, I don't even put Bret Hart in the top 5 anymore.
No, I'm not gonna do that. He's still.
I'm not.
Put him in the top 5.
I can't.
I put him top 5. I put him top 5, but I will put him at 4 or 5.
He's like 4 or 5. Yeah.
Listen, you even forgetting Owen? Like I said, I'm a Kurt Angle.
Brett would even tell you Owen was a better wrestler than him, a better all-around wrestler than he was.
That's what I'm saying.
Personally, but like I said personally, I'm a Kurt Angle guy. I'm a Jericho guy.
I'm really mad you keep saying Kurt Angle.
Benoit.
I'm really mad
Shibata,
you keep saying Kurt Angle.
Zack Sabre Jr., Brian Danielson.
Do you really think Kurt Angle?
These are people that I can see to be better than Brett.
Do you really think Kurt Angle's a technical wrestler?
Yes. Why don't you think that he's a technical wrestler?
I think Kurt Angle is Taz with an ankle lock.
All these
Taz
people,
is another person, but I'm not going to put him in the top 5.
Which is a suplex machine, which is a great natural wrestler, not technical, not submissions, not locks. I'm not buying that.
But see, I'm gonna say this from an unbiased standpoint. When it comes to Kurt Angle, the most technical matches he ever had are matches that won't be put on the DVD because they were with Chris Benoit. He would even tell you that. Like some of his most technical matches, some of his greatest technical matches were always
even Chris Benoit is more technical than Bret Hart is the craziest thing ever right now. I'm done with it. Like Chris Benoit, wrestling wise, is one of the greatest to ever be in ring.
and Brett isn't.
We're not saying that Brett is not great, bro. We're just saying that he's not the greatest technical wrestler of all time.
That's it.
I think Jamie just put. I think it's a generational perspective. Each generation will have a different list. But granted, like if I'm putting it from all generations at this point, I'm just gonna say I don't think Brett is in the top 5 currently.
And dog,
anymore.
and here's the crazy thing. All these people we done named, we ain't even named anybody from the UK, which they specialize in technical wrestling. Besides Zack Sabre Jr., I ain't heard nobody mention the William Regal. I ain't heard nobody mention the Billy Robinson. I ain't heard nobody mention the Johnny Saint or Johnny Kidd. Those guys, hell, even Mike Quackenbush is more technical than fucking Bret Hart. Yes, I said it. I ain't taking it back either.
Oh, Finley is a good one. Thank you, Adam.
Dude, what's the next story we're talking about?
We was going to talk about Backlash, but no, I'm saying you getting the backlash of that bullshit comment that you made.
Hold on, real quick before you go to Backlash, I just want to say, Jock, from the bottom of my heart, man, just hang in there, brother. You know your podcast brothers are all with you through during this difficult time. I can't imagine what you're going through, especially when it comes to grandma. Grandma is, what I'm saying, especially when it comes to the black household, it's like mama for real. So, man, just much love and blessings to you and your loved ones and everything, man. And you already know everybody in the podcast community and everybody in the wrestling community got your back, bro. And
I appreciate it.
Much love to you, man.
As a pastor, I'm not taking away from this moment at all. Thank you, Garland. That was very heartfelt, but I just have to say this as Jared, who said Ja was raised in a black household.
You know what? All-Star, I'm challenging you to a match. All right? Okay.
Man,
I want a match with you.
I'm just blessed to finally catch y'all. I'm just finally blessed to be back on here, man. Y'all be doing this on Thursday, so it's hard for me to pop up on here on y'all, man. So I'm just glad that y'all having me on here today.
I'm glad we could have you, man. All right, let's get into Backlash. So this is the first matchup, and Bianca got booed out of the fucking arena almost.
She did though.
Now, okay, let's just be honest here, because there's a lot of conflicting reports.
We're about to say something crazy. And I'm about to go crazy. I already know what's about to be said. Go ahead.
You know what it is.
Go ahead.
Puerto Rico is a racist ass country. I'm just gonna come out and say it. We all know this.
Now, hold on. Other than Puerto Rico being racist, and it really made me mad because this is such a sensitive subject with Hispanic people in America too. So let's not even. It just didn't work out in Bianca's favor. But I want to say this. For all of you people who jumped online after that happened and then started this whole narrative I see running about Bianca should drop the belt and Bianca's held the title too long and Bianca's had a bad title run, I'm counting you all racist because that is the most ridiculous thing. We always talk about how the women's division is lacking and this, that, and the third. So why would you take it off of the most dominant person in that division? That's what you do for business-wise. That's what you do wrestling-wise until someone is able to convincingly beat her that we feel like is over. Don't come for Bianca. Like all the work she's put in, we put her there. And that's my problem with black wrestling community. We put people in places and then we tear them down like as soon as we have the opportunity. It makes
Bianca
no sense.
Deserves every single flower she's ever gotten. She is the only female who deserves to hold that title right now. Like, unequivocally. Like, she's the best wrestler in the division. She deserves to hold the belt. Whatever, Puerto Rico wasn't feeling her that much, it doesn't mean that she's not the best.
She wasn't the only one.
But here's the funny thing, though. I want to kind of piggyback off what All-Star said. And this is where it comes to where wrestling fans are ridiculous. And y'all remember years ago when people were like, man, I'm tired of the 4 horsewomen just locking down the division. All they focus on is the 4 horsewomen, all this and that. And then finally, when you get somebody that's not considered a 4 horsewomen that's dominating the division, and somebody that they're trying to build up outside of the 4 top names that you had at the time, all of a sudden now you want to complain because they have a strong title reign. Y'all never have, like, bro, they never happy. Rhea
Ripley and Bianca Belair got it out the mud.
No.
Exactly.
I'm not even going to talk on Bianca. I'm not sorry, not Rhea. I'm just going to get on Bianca real quick because the whole narrative, and I've been waiting. As much of the shit that I've went through for the past 2 weeks, I've been waiting. Listen, you motherfucking closet racist pieces of fucking filth.
Here we go.
You guys literally want to sit there and complain, talk about she's held the title for too long. Do you guys know how long this woman has held the title? It just went to 400 days. Do you guys know how many days there are in a year? 365, not including if it's a leap year, 366. So for a year and probably a month, right? She's held the title, right? So let me get this straight. She's the longest reigning women's champion.
Yeah.
Okay? But that's not the problem I have with you people. Once it came out that she was the longest reigning African American champion, both men and women, you guys should have saw a fucking red flag right then and there. She's held the title for a year. A year. Nobody, man or woman, that's African American has held a title in that entire fucking company for more than a fucking year. A year?
That's the issue.
But you guys have nerve to want to fucking complain because she's holding the title? My nigga, Roman Reigns held that shit for literally about to be 1,000 days.
Nobody's bringing up the tribal chief.
And I'm not saying anything about him. Okay? But prior to that, you had the Usos who held the titles for like what, a year or some shit like right? Okay, cool. No one's complaining about those, holding the damn thing for too long. But the fact of the matter is, Bianca, a black woman that you guys tried to deem as ghetto.
He's preaching
because
now.
she has a long ponytail. It says, right? That's the woman you want to deem as ghetto. And saying that, oh, we should get behind a Spanish person, just like how you guys got behind a black athlete. Yeah, I saw the Twitter post. And I was appalled. I'm fucking tired of this shit. When it comes to African-American fucking talents, not getting the fucking respect that they fucking deserve. 400 days is too long for y'all? You want to know who held the fucking title right before her for the longest African-American reigning title holder? That was MVP for his U.S. title run. Exactly. And that didn't even make a fucking year. It was 300 and I believe 43 days.
Hold on, pause. Was this the same show where somebody, and we already know who it is, said that MVP wasn't a Hall of Famer?
All right, hold up.
Yeah.
Can I clarify what I'm saying? MVP is not a WWE Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer everywhere else. He's not a WWE Hall of Famer. I'm clarifying. MVP is not a WWE Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer.
Multiple-time United States champion, manager of a former 2-time WWE champion.
Next.
There's people in there for less.
Stop.
And he's not a Hall of Famer?
Stop.
How many championships have Coco Beware won?
Junkyard Dog.
MVP is not a WWE Hall of Famer. He's just not. I'm sorry.
Again, how many championships have Coco Beware won?
Okay.
Junkyard Dog. The only title he has really held was a Mid-South North American Championship. But by that logic, those guys are not WWE Hall of Famers because they did nothing to WWE.
They're not.
Like Kendall said, and at least in the era of long title reigns, she's held that in a great run. She has not had a bad match.
Wait. Let's be honest. The past 3-4 months of her run have been very lackluster. They've dropped the ball creatively since right before WrestleMania. I know a lot of changes happened because Ronda Rousey made changes happen. Let's be honest. Ronda Rousey's still the biggest draw, just like Brock Lesnar is for the men. So they do cater to their biggest draws.
See,
Ronda Rousey changed the plans for WrestleMania. She wanted to stay with Shayna. She didn't want to do the original plans. It changed both championship matches.
I
But
thought
I guarantee they won't have a problem putting that title on Ronda and basically backing her for holding it
No.
for over a year. If she
Oh, yeah.
Dog. We already know what the inevitable is going to happen. And
Okay.
and I looked it up. I looked up the roster. I was watching somebody else's podcast, and they ran down the list of names on the SmackDown's women roster. Trash division. There's only one name that stands out on that roster. That's probably more likely going to beat her because y'all know the name before I even say it because she's notorious. Yeah, they do it for Charlotte. Charlotte was the one that ended Asuka's undefeated streak
for no fucking reason.
She was one of the first women. She interjected herself because she raised hell backstage into the main event of WrestleMania.
You just said Asuka was trash, but I'm gonna ignore that. I'm gonna ignore that.
Oh, somebody commented that?
No, you just said it because you said they only got one person on that roster and it's Charlotte. But Asuka.
Oh, my bad. Outside of Asuka and Charlotte, pretty much the rest of them is forgettable. My bad. But anyways, let me get back to my point. So you had Charlotte beat Asuka's undefeated streak, right? You had Charlotte main event WrestleMania, even though she probably, she politicked her way to get into that. Now the next thing that Charlotte is going to have, the next notch that she's going to have on her belt is that she defeated the longest reigning women's champion of the modern era. They got to give it to her because of Charlotte.
No way.
And I want to ask y'all this question.
No way.
If this was Charlotte with this title reign, do you think we would hear anybody complaining?
Yes.
No.
Yes. People don't like Charlotte. Don't do that.
Wait. Okay, you're right. They will complain because they don't like Charlotte. They won't complain about her fucking skin color holding the fucking title.
No,
that's my point on it.
But they don't like Charlotte.
I guarantee they will deal with Charlotte more than they will actually want to deal with Bianca.
Guys, we're not complaining about Bianca's reign. She's having a great title run right now.
No, we're not complaining.
No, we're not.
Yeah,
they are. The IWC.
We're just the people that's complaining.
Your fans, your IWC fans.
Yeah, the Dark Kent guys, they're complaining.
The Dark Kent guys love Bianca Belair.
Are you sure about that? Go check your friends' comments.
About that.
Go check your friends' comments on Twitter. See what it's hitting for. When you got people sitting up there saying, "Oh, why can't we get behind the Asian person for a long title reign?"
Dark Kent guys love Bianca. We love her run. Her run is great right now. She should
Dark
not.
Kent guys love Piper Niven. Anyway, so
Dark
like
Kent
I said. So yes, she won, but everyone couldn't even talk about the match. All they was talking about was Bayley's pants.
Yes.
Even though this was probably the best fucking women's match they had this year. Now, granted, the creative behind all this shit, like All-Star said, has been trash. But the match itself delivered.
But see, that's been the story with Bianca's title reign. It's like trash, like build up to it, like trash storylines. But when she goes in that ring, she puts on great matches. Yeah. Let's look back at the WrestleMania match with her and Asuka. Horrible build up, but the match was pretty damn good. Same with this one. Horrible build up, but the match was awesome.
I agree.
You want to know what didn't have a build up whatsoever and was actually built this way? Seth Rollins and Omos.
Oh, I'm glad I'm on here for this.
I'm talking now.
Here we go.
I've been saying for the past 3 weeks.
Here we go.
I've been saying for the past I've been saying for the past 3 weeks.
About the troll.
Omos
about the troll.
Is that new guy. Omos will be champion by this time next year. He will be a world heavyweight champion. And
Omos
also,
is my girl's crush.
I was joking in the pre-show when I said he carried the match with Seth. I was joking.
My girl has a crush on Omos.
That's cool because she knows he's greatness. Seth did carry the match, but Omos did not look bad. Same thing with the Lesnar match. There were matches that were worse than the Lesnar match at WrestleMania. That's crazy. Omos, though we do not like him as much, is steadily improving at a Jade Cargill pace. He's improving at a Jade Cargill pace.
Jade Cargill can wrestle better than Omos. We ain't gonna do this.
Hold on. But see, you got to look at the match. You got to look at the match differently. You got to look at it from a different perspective. Omos is a giant. I'm not expecting him to have a technical masterpiece or anything like that. So when I look at an Omos match, I look at timing. I look at positioning. I look at is he making his cues on time. I look at the little.
Speak that Omos fan talk.
Dude,
I just speak on.
Great.
Hold on, just let me cook real quick. I look at the little things because he has to wrestle as a giant. I'm not looking for him to wrestle the Zack Sabre Jr. style wrestling match or anything like that. He looks serviceable in that match, and he is getting better. Now, here's the part where I'm reluctant on saying. All-Star was right in the pre-show about him possibly being world champion in 2024. He's gonna be world heavyweight champion in 2024. I hate saying that, but it's gonna happen.
Nope. You're OD.
No, it's true.
It's true. Dog.
The only reason why
this man's main roster in-ring debut was at WrestleMania.
Dude,
they want this guy to be up there. They're gonna give him a world title reign. If not in 2024, definitely in 2025. But it's going to happen in the next 2 years or so.
I think it's going to happen next year.
Jarquette doesn't watch wrestling. And I just want to say something quick. Willis, none of us said Backlash was lit. No, but none of us think Backlash was good. Nobody thinks that.
No, it was not.
Backlash wasn't good?
Backlash was mid.
No Backlash.
It was mid. The audience just added 3 points to the list. The crowd added 3 points to
the audience embarrassed the American audience.
Yes.
That's what it did. That's all it fucking did.
The audience was on fire. On fire.
That was the greatest thing about that.
Backlash was phenomenal, dude. Like,
what?
Don't be fooled by the audience.
You know what? Wait. Y'all know exactly why this man over here. This man over here. I'm trying to point to him. There we go. That man over there is saying that Backlash was lit. We know the
only
reason.
thing good about
we'll
Backlash.
get to it later for the main event because we know why
about Backlash was the Bad Bunny match, which should have been the main event.
It should have been the main event. Should have been the main event. That's stupid. You got two Puerto Ricans going against each other in Puerto Rico, and they had the biggest reaction all night.
The Rhea Ripley match should have been the match before that. It should have been the co-main event.
Thank you. Should have been a co-main event.
Backlash was great. Bad Bunny's entrance was a 10 out of 10.
That shit.
Thank you.
Let's go in. Because
you gotta
this crappy match. You want to know the two biggest highlights of this match?
What's her flag?
Bunny coming out with the Puerto Rican flag
and her crying.
You had Rhea come out. You had this chick throw a chancleta at her, and they get pinned.
And not to mention, hold on, bring up the important part. The match was what, all of 7 or 8 minutes? You got. Hold on. I gotta cook real quick. I gotta go off. I gotta rant real quick. I was waiting on this match. I'm seeing professionals. I'm talking about professional wrestlers. I'm talking about podcasters and everything saying, "Oh, they should have pulled the trigger. They should have gave the title to Zelina."
No.
Why?
No.
Why?
Didn't they just give the title to Rhea? So why would they give it to Zelina?
Thank you.
Oh, I guess because Zelina's on SmackDown.
Bro.
What?
Bro.
What?
Lena Vega was not taking that title last week. Not happening.
We're just trying to figure out what matches made you feel like this card was fire.
Was it this one?
Matches were good.
Was it this one?
This
I
match
forgot that match was on the card. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
This match was 9 minutes.
You like botch? Did you like Botchlash? I'm gonna call it Botchlash because that's technically what it was. Botchlash. You like Botchlash?
So the Cody match wasn't great.
Fucking chancleta. That was the best thing about that fucking pay-per-view.
It wasn't. The Cody
Bad Bunny match wasn't great.
That shit was trash, bro. Let's be real. Keep it a buck. That shit was trash.
This was the best match of the card. And was supposed to be the main event.
Exactly.
And I don't give a fuck.
Keep it a stack. The Bad Bunny match is phenomenal.
Yes, we said this match was fire. How is one match being fire and make the whole card good?
The Cody match was.
Stop.
Oh my gosh.
Stop right now.
Yeah, by the way, if y'all wondering, I have asked All-Star this before, and I had asked John Quest this. I asked when Dark King gives his takes. I asked these guys both individually at completely different points in time. I asked them both individually. I was like, when Dark King gives his takes, do he be serious? And they said yes.
Yes. He really is, because he's gonna try to tell us or try to sell us that this match was not better than fucking Cody and Brock.
So wait. Cody and Brock was trash, right?
Yes.
It didn't even end the way it was supposed to end.
Are we really having this talk right now?
You're really gonna sit there and tell me that this was not better than this?
No, the Bad Bunny match was the best match on the card. But let's not.
Okay. Do you want to agree that it should have been the main event?
Yeah, no, it should have been the main event. I'm not discounting that. But what I'm saying is the Cody Brock match was.
Let's just go through this match. Can we
comments
talk
are
about how
crazy.
my boy came out with the fucking I damn it, I didn't fucking get. Oh, there we go. There it is. Yeah, with the new Jack tribute.
By the
Exactly.
way, by the
That
way,
man's
Bad
invited
Bunny-
to the fucking barbecue.
Bad Bunny has now added himself to the Chris Jericho Kane conversation of biggest pops. He has
Right.
added himself.
Yeah,
to
la,
one of the biggest pops.
Allah, Allah. I don't know the
Had
rest
the
of the
crowd
words, bruh.
singing it. They
But
turned
this
that
was
bitch
the
into a
fire.
concert.
How you
No,
turn a wrestling match into Coachella?
I downloaded the song. It's
Rolling Loud.
Chambetta or Chambeo.
Shabeo.
Dog, that song
Allah.
got millions more views because of wrestling fans, because of his impact.
That
More,
entrance,
That song's a hit.
that entrance was a hit. That entrance is going up there with top 10 of the year. I'm putting
Honestly,
it up there.
yeah, shout out to the cameraman, because you remember that one shot when he came out,
That was a
and
drone.
then the camera zoomed.
That was a
Yeah,
drone. That was a drone,
Yeah,
bro.
they had that drone running all
that
night.
drone, litty.
You see him come out. You see him roll out with like standing just walking, and all of a sudden you see the fucking drone get the whole crowd, and they're all singing his word for word, every lyric
Every word.
in his damn entrance.
The Bad Bunny entrance and the Guns Many Men entrance are the two best entrances of the year.
Allah, Allah. I need to learn the words, bro, because that shit was so fire. Ayah. That shit was
As a
fire.
wrestler, though, I will say this, and and please, can we just not talk about the rest of Backlash? I don't want to talk about the Brock match at all.
You want to talk about Carlito? I spin in the people. Spin in the face.
Second biggest pop of the night, or
Second
probably
biggest pop.
the biggest pop is debatable.
You want to know what?
What we're not-
Savio.
we're
Savio
not-
got a bigger pop than Cody.
what we're not talking. No, Cody got a pop. What we're not talking about.
Cody got one pop. Whoa! That's it.
What we're not talking about is, as a wrestler who has dedicated their life to wrestling, how do you feel about celebrities coming and getting higher spots, matches, and feuds than you?
All right, ready for this?
Ooh, I like this discussion.
Outworking you.
I feel like if the celebrities are putting the time and the work in, like
Bad
Bad
Bunny?
Bunny, then they deserve their spot. They're not
I will agree.
lollygagging. They are training. They're going hard. Bad Bunny practiced and trained for this match. He deserves to be at that spot.
Yeah, but he did it for this one match. How about the wrestler, the Kevin Owens at one time, the Ricochet right now, you would say, that's done it a million times. That's done it a million times.
All the high spots, all the hardcore shit.
But I mean,
Let's be honest here.
you haven't sold a million records, dude. It's like, but like,
So now you're more on the million records thing. Let's just be
No.
honest here.
no.
Bad Bunny has
Bad Bunny-
outworked the majority of the fucking wrestlers who's been there for years.
He hasn't outworked the wrestlers, but his status has put him above.
He hasn't
So
outworked
is that fair? Is that fair that Ronda Rousey can come over and get what she wants?
Logan
No, it's
Paul.
not fair.
Paul can come over and get what he wants. Is it fair?
Bad Bunny.
Natalia should be over Ronda Rousey if we're talking about being fair.
We're not gonna do this.
Hold on.
Natalia should leave wrestling and join porn.
All right, I'm gonna jump in this real quick because I done had dozens upon dozens of discussions with everybody about this topic, and my issue, I always had an issue with this topic because what I'm scared of is that in the future WWE is gonna be like, you know what,
Celebrity deathmatch.
it's going to be a celebrity WrestleMania where it's going to be like 6 or 7 celebrities taking 6 or 7 spots from guys that bust their asses year in and year out. That's my biggest fear when it as far as the future goes. is that they're gonna be like, all right,
the future is the present. We saw Pat McCaffrey come out and take a spot. We saw
Yeah.
Snoop come out and take a spot.
exactly.
Like the amount of spots, like celebrities.
LL
yes,
Cool J, Arnold
Listen,
Schwarzenegger,
and believe me, I
Johnny
understand.
Knoxville.
And believe me, I understand that celebrities have been popping up in wrestling forever. They used to have Zeus, Mr. T. I get it. But
Lawrence Taylor is a WrestleMania main eventer. He main evented WrestleMania 11.
Mike
Sidney
Tyson.
Laufer.
But in the same breath, it wasn't 4 or 5 celebrity matches and appearances. We're getting like 4 of those things.
Exactly. That's where my issue comes with it. I was like, I don't mind it, but if you're gonna make up a majority of a show like that, then that's unfair to the people that bust their asses year in and year out. And I've been telling people about this for years. That's my biggest fear. It's because they'll be like, you know what? The people that we have that been trained to doing this for years, they're not getting the attention that we want. Why rely on them when we can get somebody that's outside of this circle that has a bigger fan base, and we can bring them into our world and we can pay them a lot of money and they'll bring some new eyes to the product. That's the thing I've always been afraid of.
But here's the thing. That just shows you they have no faith in the people that they have signed to contracts.
Right.
Those people that you have signed to contracts can't bring any of that in. They keep trying, and this is actually comes back to who's the one that said it, and I did not want to actually admit. I think it was Ric Flair, who said that you guys have to stop trying to rely on Stone Cold and The Rock. That's literally what it comes down to. The WWE, if they can't build anybody within a year, a year, 2 years, whatever, they have to go to someone that used to be there and give them the fucking key to the fucking everything. We'll have The Rock come in and do a one-off match, and that will basically highlight everything way past anybody that's been there for a year, busting the ass, bleeding, you know what I'm saying, taking bumps all year, whatever the case may be. Or Stone Cold being able to get highlighted, whatever, and then everyone else that's been there doesn't get any shine, no burn, whatever the case may be. Logan Paul comes in, nobody's getting no shine over him.
Exactly.
Bad Bunny, nobody's getting no shine over him. Ronda Rousey, nobody's getting no shine over him. You get what I'm saying?
Let me play devil's advocate for a second, okay? Logan Paul put the work in. Logan Paul's a great wrestler, dude. Like he's like Bad Bunny put the work in. Those.
All right, you said a second. So no, I ain't gonna do that to you. You did say a second, but yes, I know you say you don't want to talk about the rest of Backlash. I mean, we all know about Bad Bunny won, great match, should have been the fucking main event.
Only because we're past this and we know what happened next. We already know what happened next.
We already know what happened with this. Solo Sikoa is definitely turning on them niggas. We ain't gonna talk about this shit or this shit.
Wait, before you go to the next topic, because I'm pretty sure you already have it probably already lined up or whatnot about them possibly going back to Puerto Rico. How some people saying they won't backlash. You see, like that leads into my question there. I already knew you had it ready, bro. So, with this being said, do you think Backlash should be a yearly event held in Puerto Rico? Like that should be the permanent home of Backlash?
No. They only could get 18,000 people. No.
There should be a yearly event in Puerto Rico. Doesn't have to be Backlash.
The reason why.
Well, that's what I was about to say.
They can't do it. I read something about it. It has to do government wise. Why?
The tourism board. The tourism board only because they only paid WWE 1.5 million to come back to Puerto Rico for this. So you already know, especially based off the success of this, WWE. What did Fat Joe say? Today's price ain't yesterday's price.
Ain't yesterday's price.
Exactly. So the price is going to go up. So that's going to depend on the tourism board having to raise that money to pay them to come back. I agree with what All Star got to my outlook on it. It shouldn't be every year. Because if you do it every year, it's not going to be special. And on top of that, I mean, like, once they come back, imagine the hype behind that. Especially if they have a bigger stadium available than they had this time around, they should shoot for that. But I agree with All-Star. Should not be every year.
Oh, sorry, Kent, what were you saying?
I said, isn't Puerto Rico basically like a state? Like
it's not a territory. It's a U.S. territory. You learn your history. It's a U.S. territory that they take a vote on every 4 years.
So shouldn't they have the same like?
No, they don't.
They don't.
America's basically fucked them. No, America's been fucking them.
In terms of like,
they don't care about Puerto Rico. Let's just be honest here. They've been fucking them. Okay.
Oh no, I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm telling you. At the end of the day, WWE pretty much got zoned. Puerto Rico made a lot of money off that shit.
Wow. Okay.
And at the end of the day, the government is not going to let that happen anymore.
Because think about it. That 1.5 mil, they probably made that plus some.
Just on hotel rent, just on hotels. Probably on one hotel.
For real. 1.5 is a drop in the bucket compared to the amount of revenue they probably made from everybody that flown in and all this and that stuff right now.
For Dark Hint, because he didn't know that that's a U.S. territory.
No,
like, are the final number? Wait, did it show the final numbers of revenue that was generated?
They said viewership showed about 28 point.
I thought the travel laws were the same.
From what I saw, I think it was just the 1.5, but just in like certain areas for that one. I think that one hotel that most of them were staying at was like 1.5.
Damn.
So, yeah. So without further ado, right before Backlash, there was a talk, and they said that apparently they're going to do the World Heavyweight Tournament. Hey, Lady All Star.
What up, Lady All Star?
You know what I'm saying? The World Heavyweight Championship Tournament. And this was the tournament. Sorry, no, that was NXT's tournament. So the tournament.
That's an important tournament. Yeah, let's talk about
this. This was a more important tournament.
Tiffany Stratton.
I like this tournament better. So this was the tournament for Raw, where you have Cody Rhodes, Finn Balor, and I think it was The Miz. It was The Miz, right?
Yep.
In the triple threat. Then you had Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, and Shinsuke in another match. But then on the opposite side, for some strange reason, it does not make sense.
It don't.
SmackDown is involved in this tournament for a Raw title. Now, here's the crazy thing. I know everyone's going to try to make sense and say, oh, the logical thing is that,
there's no logic.
SmackDown, they're going to go to Raw. But then again, it's the point, like, what was the point of the fucking draft? What was the point of the draft? Let's just go through this real quick because we now know who's going to basically be in this tournament and who won it. You're going to have Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles.
Banger
of a match. But let's just say, for instance, that AJ Styles wins.
He won't.
I know he won't. All right, but let's just say AJ Styles wins. Does this mean that AJ Styles is a free agent? Does that mean that he leaves the OC to go to Raw? Does it mean that the OC gets traded to Raw for a couple of
it's these. This is what I was talking about earlier. It's these laws we put with the draft. It's expecting too much out of something that's never given you anything. That for me,
it doesn't make sense.
I don't know what this has to do with the draft. This has to do.
Hold on. I could chime in on that. When Triple H introduced the WWE, reintroduced the World Heavyweight title, his words were that this title is exclusive
to whatever brand does not have Roman Reigns.
Yeah, exclusive to whatever brand does not have Roman Reigns. So when he said the word exclusive, that's why it has fans questioning why are there SmackDown superstars competing for a title that's exclusive.
Because
listen,
while it's nonsensical to the rules of the draft,
I got one better for you because I'm about to rip this shit in half.
It makes sense to the positioning of the wrestlers in the company.
Really? Okay.
Yes. The 12. How many were there? The 12 wrestlers they used are all the top wrestlers underneath the champions.
Okay, I got you. Now let me just. When is this title being crowned to a new champion?
In Saudi Arabia.
But what's the name of the event?
Night of Champions.
Thank you. Okay, so boom. Night of Champions. You had a tournament, right? To determine the Raw Championship, right? Who wins it, right? Why in the fuck is Roman Reigns not defending his title at Night of Champions on a fucking pay-per-view where all the titles are supposed to be on the line?
Hold on, time out. Can you put that back up there? Yo, bro, they make nice graphics. This one's gorgeous. Like, this is fire. That graphic is fire. Y'all don't see how dope that is? Like,
no, the shit fire though.
Fellas,
They didn't make this. Someone else made this.
fact
Yes.
that they're making a secondary world title is fucking bullshit. It's bullshit. It's a secondary bullshit belt. Like,
We're past that, right?
We're past all that. We want to know, why is Roman Reigns not defending his titles? And now he's going against Sammy, who everyone was shocked about. I was like, wait, Sammy's going to be in Saudi Arabia? Oh my God, I can't believe this. Oh my God.
I know why.
Possible. Listen,
I know why. 3 words. 1,000 days secured.
Okay.
1,000 days secured.
Sammy is going to
like that was
Saudi
more than 3
Arabia,
words.
and everyone wants to know why. Sammy is Syrian, and they know that they have issues with Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia and the Syrian governments are now working together to create some type of peaceful times.
Sammy and Kevin Owens are wrestling.
The reason why Kevin Owens has never went over there is because Sammy can't go over there. Now Sammy is allowed to go over there. So
Only
with
going
that
over
being
there
said,
to lose the tag titles, though.
they're going to lose the titles.
This
But
ground.
here's my thing. But here's my thing, though. Why is Roman defending this fucking thing? Going against these guys for 2 more titles. But they went this whole tournament, right? This tournament.
Is Roman about to
Actually, I think you might have answered your own question. You might have actually, hold on. You might have answered your own question. The reason why is because they're trying to make they're trying to make that title seem important. It would mean less important if you had Roman defend his titles in the same night, knowing that it's the number 1 title in the company.
Really?
That's why he's not defending it, because they want to put focus on the other world championship. If you were to have both of them, if you were to have both titles be on the line that night, all people are going to do is immediately shit on the world heavyweight title like they already are.
I'm not trying to hear it. I'm not trying to hear it. You want to know why? It's Night of Champions. The titles in itself. Night of Champions. The tagline is all titles are defended. Name me a Night of Champions where the main title was not defended.
The main title is the World Championship that night. Garland just told you.
It's not the main title that night.
It is.
That title is now being crowned.
By the way, I got to give credit to my boy. I know you're in the comment section here. Enforcer, the Enforcer came up with that. So shouts out to the Enforcer, man. That's my dog right there. But that's the reason. That's the logic he came up with, and it makes sense in the grand scheme of things if you think about it. I'm not saying. I'm just giving some sort of reason that's remotely logical.
It makes perfect sense.
But yeah, that would be the reason. Because if you have the world heavyweight title on the line and the undisputed universal titles on the line, everybody's going to be like, all right, we don't give a fuck about this title because it's a consolation prize. To make people like temporarily forget that it's a consolation prize,
No,
you don't have the universal. You don't have the universal title on the line at all. You just have the world heavyweight title.
We know that
put spotlight on that title.
Is in a tag match trying to take 2 other titles. So at the end of the day, we know what it is. At the end of the day, can we just admit that the whole storyline behind the bloodline went to shit? That's one.
No, I can't do that.
That shit died after WrestleMania.
No.
Completely
These
died.
are your opinions, bro. These are your opinions.
No,
It's not my opinions. There's a lot of people's opinions.
The
That whole
storyline.
shit died after WrestleMania.
Not for me.
The storylines look good
Okay,
right
now let's just go a
now.
little more ahead.
What's his
You
face?
have the Consolation Prize Championship that's for a tournament for one brand that's including 2 people from 2 separate brands.
Man, you know what's crazy is to hear everybody who talks like this.
But how many people?
Y'all are all gonna love Seth Rollins.
No. I just want to ask you a question though. Now we needed all these whole things, right? This whole tournament, whatever, right? So you mean to tell me there wasn't exactly 12 guys from Raw that could have been in this tournament exclusively for Raw for this championship? It had to include someone from SmackDown.
It had to.
Why did it have to include somebody from SmackDown? If the title is exclusive to Raw and we just did the draft, answer the question, please.
I will say this. It would have given them opportunity to introduce 6 names that could have somehow they needed the elevation by competing in the tournament. So I kind of do understand where John's coming from.
How many people did
and then not to mention the fact you put the United States champion in this tournament. When if you did 12 wrestlers from Raw, that means that opens the door for Gunther to be in the tournament.
Not for
And
nothing.
I mean, even if you didn't want Gunther winning, if you didn't want him winning, he could have lost in one of the triple threat matches without taking a pin.
Now wait, here's another thing. When we talked about the draft, right? When we went through the whole people that got drafted afterwards or whatever, and everyone basically in the comment section, I think Jamie even said it. A couple of other people have said it. Raw has a completely major stacked fucking roster right now compared to SmackDown. I think also I had to go, but compared to SmackDown, right? So if that's the case, why is it that you have all these people that got drafted to Raw, but yet and still you only had 6 of them compete for this tournament?
Guys,
do you see what I'm talking about?
Guys, if the title meant something, they would have put it on Cody. The title doesn't mean anything. So Cody's gonna beat Roman in SummerSlam. Let's continue.
Wait, so hold on? Let me ask you this, Dark Kim. So if Cody would have won the title, you would have been okay with that?
Absolutely. Why would you not put the title on the hottest babyface in the fucking company?
But that still wouldn't be considered a participation trophy for you, because I'm looking at it how you're looking at it a little bit, but mine's a little harsher when it comes to my outlook on the World Heavyweight title. Probably a good amount of these names that are going to be competing for these titles, for this title, are people that Roman has already beaten, including your boy Cody Rhodes.
Exactly. So
it's kind of
Cody has to beat Roman for him to be relevant.
Yeah.
This title is not relevant, is what I'm saying, because it's just a bunch of people who lost to fucking Roman challenging for a belt that Roman doesn't want.
I'm gonna give you a quick quote real quick. It has to come from Corey Graves. With the introduction or reintroduction of the World Heavyweight Championship comes an epic workload. If someone beats Roman Reigns, it's always be that perception that any other champion, any other superstar is slightly less than.
That's true.
It's facts.
Okay. But then you have people like this guy who says people saying that this is a secondary championship. They've never been in that position where they were bestowed upon them the title of champion, world champion. That right there for a young kid in this business is something that he dreams of forever. So you can see it from two different perspectives, but at the end of the fucking day, it doesn't make sense to have SmackDown people in this fucking tournament. But yet and still, they did it. You know what I'm saying? I still think that they could have had.
It's the way they went about creating this championship. The reason they created this championship is because your 2 main world titles is locked down on the person that's on a part-time schedule.
Exactly. Like Roman only wrestles once every 2 months, once every 3 months. So it's like, all right, cool. We're gonna make a new belt that gets defended every month on pay-per-view, but everyone who watches wrestling knows that it's not the real belt, fam. The real belt has been held for the past 2.5 years. Like
their biggest mistake was The biggest mistakes was having that unification match.
They should have never unified the belts.
They should have never unified them at all. They should because think about it. Think of the last person that held the WWE Championship before Roman got it. It was Brock Lesnar, another part-timer.
It was a big E.
WWE dug themselves in a hole when it comes to that, because either way, both of your world titles at one point in time were locked down to people that is not available there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Have one world champion that wrestles every couple of months, and have one belt that is a worker belt, that a real worker who wrestles all the time.
So that's going to be the Raw title? That's what you're telling me? But so if that's the case, then why is the SmackDown person going for it? Why isn't the SmackDown person going against the fucking person for their fucking brand? You mean to tell me that Roman Reigns and AJ Styles want to be fire?
It would be. It honestly makes no sense, because it's like, all right,
okay, cool. Then I just wanted to say that because it's like everyone seems to just give these motherfuckers a pass with this shit, and I'm not one to do that. You're not going to sit here and tell me that this match right here is a better matchup than him versus AJ Styles.
But not for
Seth
nothing.
could have went against Cody for the fucking title.
Not for nothing. If I'm AJ Styles, I'm like, all right, cool. Can I just fight Roman then? If that's the case, right? Like why do
I don't get it. That's what I'm saying. I just don't get it.
Fight Roman?
I mean, but then again, I guess Cody can't do anything because he has to deal with this guy.
But here's another line of thought too. I want to add on to it. Who said that tournament had to be 12 superstars altogether? Could have been an 8-man tournament with just 8 people from Raw. You already had 6 names right there lined up. Just add 2 more. Boom, there goes the tournament.
You got free agents too that you can add to it too.
For real.
You know, there's a lot of things that they could have went about that. But
There's different options. So I understand like when it comes to that, when it comes to people trying to come up with reasons why SmackDown participate in this tournament, sorry, bro, there's no excuses when it comes to that, because and this has been crazy because every time somebody had a response to it, I immediately had a counter to that response, because you can't put no logic on it. There's no way to put no logic to it.
Understanding why we had to look at this face. Look at this face.
Look at his face.
Look at that face. Hey, Dark King, look at that face.
Look at that face, bro.
Do you look at that face? That's why that man got dragged out and got beaten the way that he fucking did. Because, look at this face.
Dude.
I was legitimately scared because I'm like looking at this face and I'm like, damn. This man is looking like he's staring into my soul.
Right.
He's making me look at him.
His eyes almost look black.
Dude.
You know what I'm saying? It looks crazy.
Cody Rhodes gets the biggest real win of his career in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and then he beats Roman at SummerSlam.
We'll see. We'll definitely see. But you know what I gotta talk about before we get out of here? Like, that's just a few little things. Dynamite. And this has to do with people complaining about announcements, but there was no announcement about there being an announcement. I was going to put that out there. This was Dynamite. Okay, when you had Orange Cassidy and Daniel Garcia, which was an okay match. You also had the Rey Fenix and Claudio Castagnoli, which now, if I'm not mistaken, they had a double Jeopardy match. So
that is correct.
Claudio beat Rey, and now Claudio, with a tag team partner of his choosing, can versus Rey and Penta for the tag team champions. Now, a lot of people saying it's just Wheeler Yuta. I'm going to be the one to just throw it out there because I saw someone else posted out there. What about, oh no. What about Chris Hero?
That would be awesome. Unite the Kings of Wrestling back together.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Ring of Honor. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it would make sense.
Really, Yuta's too focused on Shibata right now. So, hey, it just makes sense. Bring in Mr. Hero.
But see, if they, because the one critique ROH get is that there's no real storylines, but that's how you build the story. You have Claudio come out to Wheeler Yuta and be like, "Hey man, look, let's go after these tag titles." You have Wheeler Yuta be like, "Look, I want to kind of focus on getting my pure championship back from Shibata," and then you just have them go to other members of the Blackpool Combat Club. Obviously, we know that Moxley and Bryan Danielson can't tag with them because they're technically not Ring of Honor. So you bring in fucking Chris Hero.
Another thing was the House of Black and Bandito and friends, or the Best Amigos, and that was it the open house challenge or open house match.
Yeah,
it was kind of funny because they forgot about the whole best friends mantra, but it was they forgot about that extra rule, so they said no witches.
Right.
And this was after Anna Jay, AS, and Julia Hart had a match, which was kind of boring to me. But yeah. Then we had the House of Black match, and it kind of was dope, I guess, with the lighting. I didn't like it as much, but hey, it was okay. We found out
the fact that they're the open house rules. I love the little spin there that they have on the trios championships. It creates interest in it. And if I'm not mistaken, per their rules, like any 3 people can team up and challenge them, right? So that would solve a problem if they ever have a lack of trios issue. That would solve that problem out the gate. So I'm a fan of that rule.
FTR basically finding out that they're going to have a match against the J Team at Double or Nothing, with Mark Briscoe being the special guest referee.
I'm sorry, I gotta say it. I'm tired of fucking Jeff Jarrett getting championship matches. I'm fucking tired of it. I'm sick of it. I'm fucking sick of it. Look, this man was supposed to be brought in. He's supposed to help with live events, but you keep giving this motherfucker wrestling matches. Yet you got about 40 or 50 wrestlers that's looking to get a spot on TV. You had a strong tag team division, but no, we got to make room for fucking Jeff Jarrett. I'm tired of it. I'm fucking tired of it. I wish All Star was here because All Star is a fan of Jeff Jarrett. I can't stand the son of a bitch. He's one of the most. I can't stand him. I can't stand him, bro. Here's my gripe with Jeff Jarrett. Okay, all right. I'm gonna list off some names: Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, John Cena, Hulk Hogan, Jeff Jarrett. Does he sound like he belong in that conversation?
Absolutely.
Fuck no. That's my issue with Jeff Jarrett.
So wait.
You just mentioned
we're talking about people that just showed up. Wait, we're talking about people that needs time, right? So the Redeemer showed back up.
Right.
The Redeemer showed up. Thunder Rosa showed up. And they all went into Poppy Khan, as like Thunder Rosa like to say, Poppy Khan's office. And then we had the announcement that apparently they're going to have a major announcement next week.
Which I'm pretty sure we have a good idea what it is.
If you don't, I'm here to tell you guys. It's
Yeah.
no secret that Warner Brothers Discovery is looking to extend AEW to a new 5-year deal that's worth $1 billion.
$1 billion.
Okay? And the streaming rights for the pay-per-views are looking to be added to future Max involvement, expected to be announced next week. And for context, under the current deal, they only get about $300K per hour of TV. Under the new one, they get $3.8 million per hour. This gives AEW a ton of money to not only make AEW much stronger, but to get a new agreements with contracts, productions, etc. So they went from $50 million a year to $200 million a year. Not soon after this, they also announced that the normal place that they go to in Boston when they go, they are now switching that out. That venue only holds 7,200 people. They're now, for the July 19th show, are going to be at TD Garden, where the Boston Celtics play.
And you know who's from Boston.
And you know who's from Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Money.
Yeah.
Money. Money. Okay.
Hold on. So I want to say this real quick in regards to the news about the possible streaming deal. A company that's only about 4 years old. A company where from day one people's like, oh, you're not going to sell out 10,000 seats in the arena. Oh, you're not going to sell out 20,000 seats at Oshkosh Stadium. You just a pissant t-shirt company. Oh, you're not even going to sell 40,000 tickets for Wembley. Meanwhile, they're trending to do about 70.
They sold out. Let's just wait. Let's just put that out there for a fact before we get into what happened in the main event.
They
AEW
60,000 tickets, bro.
Yes.
Like,
and the first day was 35K. Then it got up to like 40K the next day. Then it was up to like 50K or so, right? Then was general sales and everything, it went to 60K. Then after that, they already said that they're generally sold the fuck out.
And guess what?
70K.
Exactly. And I think they said only less than 800 of those tickets are online for resale, which means those people are going to the fucking, a majority of those people are going to the fucking show. I just want people to start putting respect on their name. And this is good for professional wrestling in general. That's what, for all of wrestling.
Fan, WWE fan, Impact fan, MLW fan, control your narrative. I'm sorry, I can't even say that. But yes, it doesn't matter about it. At the end of the fucking day, this is good for wrestling.
It is.
Now, everyone, they started moving the goalposts, though.
Exactly.
That I was like, what the fuck? Everyone was moving the goalposts. Oh, they're not going to be able to do that. Oh, Tony Khan must be off his coke again for responding to the guy that said apparently at Fox that, ESPN, that, they're only on track to sell 40,000. And I'm glad he called him a fucking liar.
Right.
As much as people was like, he should stay off the internet. Why isn't the guy allowed to basically defend himself?
First off, it's already a W that they surpassed the biggest attended show that WCW ever had, which was at the Georgia Dome when Goldberg beat Hogan. They surpassed that by about 20,000 additional tickets.
By the way, not to cut you off, because I know a lot of fucking weirdos like to say, but it's not the collision in Korea. First off, we're talking about events that's not government mandatory for their entire fucking population to show up or they get killed.
Exactly.
Okay, no one put a gun to these fucking people's head to tell them to go buy a ticket. It's not that situation. No one's ever going to be able to do that unless a dictator makes it known that you either come to this event or we're killing you.
They had no choice but to go to Collision and Creed. No choice.
No choice at all. So enough. AEW outsold themselves with this event. Congratulations.
I want to say this about the streaming deal as well. That means WWE's price is going to go up because they're going to be like, oh, this 4-year-old company got $1 billion for a streaming deal. So whenever they negotiate their TV's rights deal, they're going to be like, look, we want more. Not to mention, here's another factor nobody's been really bringing up. The Writers Guild is on strike.
Apparently, it has nothing to do with
we're not bringing it up.
No, but I'm about to explain. I'm about to explain how this affects wrestling. What is the only TV programming that's available year round and that doesn't have writers that are part of the Writers Guild? It's professional wrestling. Mm-hmm. So this is low key positive to professional wrestling because with the Writers Guild, a lot of these TV shows and stuff like that are not in production. Professional wrestling is available year round, 52 weeks out of the year. Mm-hmm. That's probably another reason they were able to get $1 billion out of Warner Brothers Discovery. That's where I'm making a correlation with the writers' strike and everything.
Billion, it means that they legit want AEW to be exclusive with them. So with that being said, Dark Elevation and all that is gone. A lot of people are assuming that this deal also includes Ring of Honor. I'm going to tell you right now, it more than likely will not include Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor is its own separate entity, even though it is under AEW. Technically, no, it's under Tony Khan.
Are you going to use the charger? It included the big superstar.
Mm-hmm. So that's how I look at it for that.
CM Punk is a big reason for this entire deal. Can we not pretend like it's not?
It's kind of true. Apparently, CM Punk is responsible for this deal for this new show that's going to be for Collision. However, it's kind of sad that this is how it's being broadcasted, even though they said they're not going to do a soft bland split. So you're not going to get like, a bunch of people only are going to be showing up on Dynamite, then only a certain amount of people is going to show up on fucking Collision. It's going to be a little different. All right. So at the end of the day, my whole thing is this. I'm going to need the Elite and I'm going to need CM Punk to reconcile so that we can get what the fuck we really want. Because it doesn't make fucking sense for this toxic bullshit. Because yes, CM Punk is a toxic bitch. But at the end of the day, this toxic extra bullshit needs to end. If you guys want to make money, do it.
Some of the greatest wrestlers of all time have had personal issues with people in the locker room. But also, some of the greatest wrestlers of all time have not let this affect them from making money. Business-wise, business always comes first. So if you're trying to make money,
CM Punk is
you're going to work with people that you may not necessarily like.
Exactly. And we're going to get FTR versus FTR and Punk versus the Elite. We're eventually going to get that. But at the same time, Warner Brothers and Discovery realized that CM Punk is a fucking draw. And they were like, hey, we'll give you this money if you make sure and keep this guy.
Well, it says that WB said that they wanted the new show with or without CM Punk.
They said that, but they said they would prefer to have him on there, but they said they were going to make it happen regardless, but they really, really want CM Punk to be a part of it.
CM Punk was the catalyst of the fucking new show. Let's stop.
Well, we'll see. We shall see.
With Miro on there, Thunder Rosa on there, I'm pretty sure that's what that was all tied into.
All I know is that AEW's been on fire for the last 2 weeks.
It has.
Yeah.
All right, from the announcement of, All In to them outselling themselves, like, everyone basically saying that they wasn't going to be able to do it. They did it, to this new rumored deal that's going to be announced next week. Finally, them going to be on fucking on Max, because it's no longer going to be HBO Max, it's just now Max. So this is great. Now, let's just get into the main event. Kenny Omega versus Jon Moxley in a steel cage match.
Classic.
Great ass match. And I had the fucking shot. I had the shot. I had the shot. But I got a better one. This impact from this V-trigger, bro.
Ooh.
Now, it all involved one thing and one thing only that we all knew was going to happen, but we didn't expect it to eventually happen the way that it did. So we already saw, his man's getting fucked up. Somehow, some way, after this happens, Don Callis finds his way into the ring. And Don Callis finds himself getting basically the distraction portion of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Kenny ends up hitting the one-wing angel. We get a 1. We get a 2. And then Don comes charging in with a fucking screwdriver and fucking stabs Kenny in the fucking forehead. He finally turned on Kenny. And everyone was all shocked and sad. But let me just tell you one thing.
I'm not sorry.
The Elite versus the CCC, because it's no longer the BBC or BCC, whatever. It's CCC, the Callis Combat Club. It's probably the best thing going on in AEW right now, next to the 4 pillars.
I'm gonna say why I'm not shocked. It's in the storyline. The answer is right there in front of people. They got to pay attention. If you bleed for the Blackpool Combat Club, they love you.
It's
Who
kind
has
of
bled for?
kind of goes back to like when House of Black, you're in the midst of the eye.
Yeah, exactly. It's all calculated. It's the same thing. Takeshka, how he pronounces his name, is going to join them next. Konosuke.
I believe that. Honestly,
Because he bled. Don Callis joined because he bled. We already know what this is lining up to. I'm pretty sure y'all put it in the comment section now. Blood and Guts, The Elite, comprising of Young Bucks, Hangman Page, Kenny Omega, and of course a debuting Kota Ibushi versus Konosuke, Moxley, Wheeler Yuta,
I'm telling you,
Bryan Danielson, and Claudio Castagnoli. 5-on-5.
Don't forget Hangman, because Golden Elite. We got Golden Elite.
It's gonna be the Golden Elite with Hangman. Like, it's gonna go down
versus the CCC Club. I'm telling you, they don't have a Blackpool guy, so now they got a Callis guy. So Callis Combat Club. There you go. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope because even at the end of that, when they had the exclusive, you had Hangman. I'm sorry, not Hangman. Kenny talking about like, yo, if I can't trust family, who can I trust?
Right.
So
wait, when do they normally have Blood and Guts? What time of year is that normally in?
I think during the summer.
Is it going to be before or after Wembley?
Might be before Wembley because I'm being told that Will Ospreay is heavily being featured for All In.
Makes sense.
See, this is what you do for All In if they can work it out. You have Will Ospreay versus Kenny. Since the brunt of this drama with CM Punk involves Hangman and the Bucks versus CM Punk and FTR. That's what it should be. People are saying they want Kenny and the Bucks, but no, the story is not in my opinion, the story didn't become about Kenny until later on during Brawl Out. To me, the story has always been with CM Punk and Hangman. So you do CM Punk, you do Hangman with the Bucks instead of Kenny.
But but here's the thing: this does go back into fandom where you're having the whole best of the world conversation.
Yeah.
So you are going to eventually need to have the Kenny versus CM Punk.
Yeah, eventually.
Who's the real best of the world? It's Kenny, but we all know that. But still, okay. But I mean, there's nothing really else I can talk about other than that. Let's see. Do I have anything else? Oh, here was a question real quick. And imagine in a matchup of Prime Kurt Angle versus Prime Daniel Bryanson, who would have won?
It depends on what we consider the prime of each man's career.
Okay, well, whatever prime Bryan Danielson versus Perk Angle.
We can agree, that's what I'm saying. Like, we can agree we can agree that Perk Angle was prime Kurt Angle. We can agree. Perk Angle was top notch Kurt Angle. But with Bryan Danielson, I mean, shit, that's kind of hard to call it. Would you say American Dragon from the early ROH days? Would you say the Yes Movement, Bryan? I mean, Daniel Bryan. Would you say today's version of Bryan Danielson? It's depending on what era you would pick. Like, to be honest, I would want to see Perk Angle versus Ring of Honor American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, like early Ring of Honor.
That would be dope. But I'm still gonna go with Perk Angle on this one.
Oh, Perk Angle is undefeated, bro.
Perk Angle different.
Perk Angle a little different.
No one is touching Perk Angle. When he hit the front flip off the stage.
Oh, I knew you was gonna bring that shit up. Everybody brings up the front flip when they mention Perk Angle.
Everybody got to talk about that front flip, bro. Like,
yeah, that front flip though.
Bro, he didn't give a shit about life when he hit that front flip off the stage.
Perk Angle was on another level.
Yeah, everyone's saying Perk Angle, man.
Yeah, Perk Angle.
Perk Angle. I'm sorry.
For real, he was hard.
We can be the fan of Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, whichever way you want to call him. But American Dragon.
I mean, Perk Angle was the one that defeated Samoa. Then Perk Angle, he was the one that gave Samoa Joe his first loss in the Impact, right?
Oh, Perk Angle is
Perk fucking Angle.
He's the one that walked up and headbutt the shit out of him and made his head bleed.
Hell yeah, Perk fucking Angle.
Okay, I was an Impact guy. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of Impact, before we go, how do y'all feel?
I'm happy for her. I'm fucking happy for her. I'm loving the feedback. And for those that saying that Trinity is not a draw, I follow a lot of people on like Twitter and stuff like that. I paid attention to the whole entire Twitter discussion. I've seen people that were tweeting that were actually in attendance during the tapings. A majority of the people that was there for only one reason only, and that was Trinity. And a majority of those people, this is gonna sound fucked up, John, but the majority of the people that went there for Trinity after she left, they left. So that lets you know the power of Trinity. Like, people came specifically just to see her during these Chicago tapings.
I agree with you. Trinity is a draw. Impact is not a draw, and that's the problem.
Mercedes Moné was in the crowd, by the way, so she showed her support. So was Tamina
CM Punk.
And CM Punk.
Aaron Rodgers?
No, that's Britt Baker.
And I think Tamina was there too. Like,
Tamina was there, yeah.
A whole lot of support, and I love it. And by the way, got to give a shout out to the goddess Jade. Jade was one of the first people to hit Trinity up.
Yes, they actually are friends, and I'm not going to be surprised if Trinity doesn't show up in AEW eventually.
For real.
She actually reached out to her as from black woman to black woman, you know, saying she supported her no matter. She didn't even know the story. You know what I'm saying? She just supported her. I want to say this exchange right here was gold to me, because she was like, I'll make you get fired again. I'll make sure you get quit again. Like, it was crazy. But this was a funny ass thing where it said Impact acquiring Trinity in 2023 will have the same effect of Impact acquiring Kurt Angle in 2006 if handled right.
I agree. Just this is what they need to do. Do not rush it. Let her get some big notable ass wins, because she's gonna be Knockouts champion eventually. We all know this.
Yeah, we know that.
But don't rush it. Just do it whenever the time is right. You got months before Bound for Glory. Do it at Bound for Glory.
I think the exact opposite. I think they should put the belt on her right away. Hot shot that shit. Like,
you don't hot shot over Deonna Purrazzo, bro. You're bugging. This is why I know you don't watch Impact. Deonna Purrazzo is probably still one of the top fucking 5 women's wrestlers of today.
Do you know what the money match is to me in Impact? Possibly, more likely. I could be off. It's been a while since I watched it. You have Trinity versus Jordan Grace at Bound for Glory.
That would be fire. That would honestly be fire.
That's because we don't know if Mickey's coming back, if she's ever coming back.
The belt.
Listen, we don't know if Jordan might beat Deonna for the belt because they have history.
Right.
However, if we're talking about something that's gold right there, Trinity and someone that she's never faced before, like Jordan Grace, or on the caliber of Jordan Grace, will be insane.
Well, I mean, for the most part, every female dream match that we're building up, she hasn't faced any one of these females. So basically, the end all be all is her winning the title. It's who she winning the title from, and when is she winning the title?
That's why it should be Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace, you get because that'll give you months to build Jordan Grace into a monster heel. That's what she should need to be. Look at her; she built like a brick shit house. Mind you, people speculate that she using certain chemicals. I'm not going to comment on that. I'm not going to confirm or deny if that's the truth or not. I'm just saying her voice mad deep. Anyways, you build her as a monster heel.
You mean
you build Jordan Grace as a monster heel.
You mean Jordan Grace
and that gives you plenty of time because Bound for Glory is in what, November, right? I think it's November.
Around there.
Around there. So you got.
Is it November or is it October?
I think it might be October.
I believe it's October.
Boom, 5 months. So you got plenty of time. That's plenty of time to build Jordan Grace as a monster heel. You give her this. You have Deanna drop the title to Jordan, and you just built. You have like Jordan be dominant. Meanwhile, while you're doing that, you have Trinity get notable wins.
The thing
that
about
way
Impact
was
is they have the best women's division, period, right now. Like, just
we talked about this on Hills for Life. I think it was on the last episode, and I brought that up. And I was like, look, they have the best women's division.
That was right, October.
It's October, yeah.
First.
So 5 months, but yeah. And like you said, John, and like it's been brought up plenty of times, Impact has a wonderful women's division. So those wins will actually mean something. Not only do they have the best women's division, this is a point you brought up plenty of times, they have multiple women's storylines. And it's not basic ass setup storyline, like basic, segments here and there. They have depth to them. So you got time. Exactly.
AEW. I'm literally putting Impact as far as creative and what they do with their storylines is a way above AEW and WWE.
Right.
All right. I know a lot of people may not agree with that, but they don't watch it, and that's what it comes down to.
I have to watch more Impact. I'm not gonna disagree with your opinion because I haven't watched, but I have to watch because your opinion means something to me. So I have to spend more time watching Impact.
Like, I'm gonna go back because I think it's the last episode that Trinity had her first match on there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So I gotta go back and watch that. And I love that she using her submission move.
So that's said, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fucking great.
Before you, for those of y'all that were commenting, because I'm pretty sure some of y'all was like, "Oh, she used the brand new submission move." Nah, she been done used that move. That move been in her bag. It's just been a while since people seen it. People thought it was actually new. I'm like, "No, this is not a new move." She won a match at WrestleMania with that submission move. It's just been a while since she pulled it out the bag. But that's what I love about her being on Impact. Now she could do
more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to basically end the show tonight. Just want to give everybody their final thoughts real quick. Real Garland, I'll start with you.
Man, I just want to say thank y'all again for having me on here, man. It's, normally when y'all have these shows, y'all have them, I believe, every Thursday. And normally I'm still at work or on the clock or whatnot. So, for it to be a Saturday show, I appreciate y'all having me on here. I'm just glad to see you back, bro. Man, I was like, man, I was sitting here like a drug fiend. I'm like, man, when do we get some more of the Wolfpack podcast? I was waiting for it, man. But, I'm just glad to see you back, bro. And like I said, we, all of us collectively, it's safe to say all of us collectively is just happy to see you back. And, anytime you need any of us, you hit us up anytime, man. And just want to thank everybody that's watching this episode tonight. Thank y'all for participation, man. And remember, man, continue to support the Wolfpack podcast, one of the hottest podcasts on the internet. This is an endorsement from the Real Garland, from the Hills for Life team. And I'm saying that shit. And y'all better get we better see some more likes on this. Y'all better share this to your friends, your mamas, your baby mamas, your family, all of that. That's all I gotta say.
Appreciate it. Dark Kent.
My final thoughts are, dude, the past week, especially for our creator, Ja, who puts in so much work for our podcast and for our team, and goes above and beyond the call of duty every single time. Just to be able to come back and do the show with you, man, means a lot because, like, I love you, bro, and I know you went through a lot the past couple of weeks, and it just feels great to be back with you, talking shit and laughing, making jokes, man. Like, for real. Like I said, you do a lot for a lot of people, man. This Wolfpack Wrestling podcast is your creation. You have done everything. You go above and beyond every single step of every single way. I love you, brother, and let's keep it going every single Thursday, man.
Thank you. Just my quick final thoughts. Fuck Dark Kent. No, all jokes aside. My final thoughts is this. I'm just gonna stop the music real quick. Sorry. I just want to say I appreciate every single one of you guys. Like I said, it's been very difficult. I didn't know if I was going to do this show. I didn't know if, I was going to return to doing podcasting. I honestly, didn't know what I wanted to do. I was been in a very dark place lately, and I can sit here and lie and act like, I'm okay, but in reality, I'm not okay. I'm never going to be okay. That was literally my heart in human form, and my earliest memories of wrestling comes from sitting, in my room with my grandmother watching, SmackDown or watching Raw, saying, and one of her favorite wrestlers was Eddie Guerrero, and I remember even the day when Eddie passed away, like, she was sad and she came and she told me about it like early in the morning, and I cried and she just held me, and it's just surreal, to think about that she's no longer here. And I still haven't come to terms with it yet. I still don't even know it's real, even when, she was getting lowered and, in her final resting place. I literally still it didn't feel real. Like, I just burst out into tears finally and just let it all out. But at the end of the day, I just want to say I love my grandmother. And I just want to publicly thank my grandmother for everything that she's ever given to me, all the time she's been there for me. And that I honestly probably wouldn't be doing this podcast if it wasn't even for her. I wouldn't know what love is if it wasn't for my grandmother, to be honest with you. That was my rock. That was my best friend. That was everything to me. And like I said, I don't know if I'll ever be okay. I know I won't. But when I have, friends like you guys and people that tune into this podcast every week, my brothers in arms in this podcasting world, whether it's from Hills for Life with Chris, everyone, what I'm saying? I can't name the list of names. It's just like, from Embrace Your Thirst to, like I said, Janelle, Wilkins, Mr. Black, everybody, Jobbers, like everyone who just reached out to me. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I love y'all and thank you. All right. I will never forget the gratitude and the love that you guys shared to me during this time.
Ja, she's gonna be watching every fucking show we do.
For real, man. For real.
So I just want to say I love y'all. And we'll be back on Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Right. Wolfpack Podcast. All right. Peace.